The show's gonna be funny.
Welcome back. Awful glad you could join me today.
That is amazing.
The show's gonna be funny.
Hello. Could you say hello? Hello.
I love messing with that board. All right, welcome everyone to another episode of YuSkool. To all who shall see these present greetings, today is Monday, 313 days until Christmas. This show will start in a matter of 10, 9, 5, 3, 2, 1, 0. And this just happens to be episode number 65.
Ooh, I like that number.
Yeah.
Why do you like that number?
We'll get to that eventually.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Kind of nervous.
That the number of your age of your ex-girlfriend at some point or what?
All right, so we're going to introduce the table really quick before we get started. I am on home plate, myself, Turkey Machine, Al Baby, Reverend Al, Sweet Al, Al Pastor, DJ Sticky Buttons, etc., etc. All names I've given myself, by the way. And to my right on first base is Mr. Brian Scatman, otherwise known as Tripod, Snuffleupagus.
Shit. Let's stay away from those.
All right, well.
That's been a long memory past.
All right, so then we got a Ghost Runner on second. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring up any old bad memories.
No bad memories. Just a couple times limping home.
On third base, we have Mr. Marcos Scooter. I will leave your last name out of it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Welcome to the show, Scooter.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Long-time listener,
Welcome
first-time
back.
caller.
Awful glad you could join me today.
So let's get right into it. First of all, we want to talk about some of the history as I introduce these two guys. We have been elementary school friends, junior high school friends, high school friends, and then
Beer drinking friends.
And then up until today, which was, we've graduated high school probably 20 years ago, 21 years ago.
21.
Going on 21 in June, brother.
So we've known each other for a long time. Yeah. Oh, and we also went to Sunday school together. We went to church together. We went to
everything.
Youth group together.
We've been raised in hell for a long time.
We stole cigarettes together and smoked them.
Booze.
Drank beer together when we probably shouldn't have been.
Oh, yeah.
Etc.
At places we shouldn't have been.
Yeah. So it goes back quite a while. And if we have any inside jokes tonight, if they're acceptable, we'll explain them, and we'll try to remember to explain what we're talking about.
Which will probably be very few of them.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's start out. I am drinking a nice glass of V8 out of a wine glass.
With vodka in it, or?
It's virgin.
Really?
Just a good old-fashioned V8.
Like on purpose?
Yeah. I mean, did you jump on the wagon, or what's going on? Are you okay?
I'm okay. I just decided I'm going to have a glass of V8.
Okay.
Is it because these grays are coming in this old beard, bro? What is up with that, bro? You
a little worried?
I need to shave this. See if I can see it in the camera.
I usually just trim it, but I finally shaved last night, and it feels weird when you actually razor shave. Usually I just take the machine and just do and just leave stubble.
Yeah.
And then finally I was like, you know what? I'm going to clean it up finally the other day. And it's like, it's a weird feeling.
Feels weird, huh?
Yeah. It takes a little bit to get used to.
It's like a baby face, soft. I probably haven't done it in about a month. But when I did do it, a friend of mine told me, "What's up with your face? It looks extra fat today."
Oh, wow. Ouch.
So I've been it's already fat, so I don't need anything to make it look fatter. So I just take one of those, like you said, one of those little Gillette, there's
just throw
facial hair trimmers.
Yeah.
And you put like a single AA battery in it.
Yeah.
Gets it kind of close.
But do you got like a couple, for...
Well,
don't you use the same razor down there?
I'm asking. I'm just asking because
I'm a Dutchman. And I'm too poor to buy another razor.
I'm with you on that one. And
no, let's just say that one gets a little too close for comfort, and it cuts more than just hair. If you know what I mean?
Oh yeah, I've nicked the old ball skis a couple of times. You know,
if it was a human, its name would be Nick.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've come to bed a couple times with bunch of little paper towels on it. You know, the wife's looking at me.
On your balls? The toilet paper rippers?
Oh, I've never put them.
Well, you know, if you're bleeding.
You know, I'm pretty sure there's like videos of, you know, weird stuff like that.
Oh, I'm not watching them. I don't know what sick things you do online, but hey.
What do you mean, like how-to videos? Like
how to shave your nuts?
Look on YouTube and they'll just tell you, okay, here's how you shave your nuts without cutting.
You shave an upward direction or a downward direction?
Oh, you're going against the grain? Or?
Yeah, you got to go with the grain.
Yeah. I mean, you guys go all the way around the corner?
I don't want to talk about this right now. Why do I feel uncomfortable?
I don't know how we got started on this one.
Yeah,
probably because we've known each other for 50 years, practically.
Yeah.
Hopefully our parents don't listen to this episode.
Yeah. Right? Well, if they do, they'll find some interesting facts.
So one thing I did want to talk about, being that we've known each other through all those phases, there was one phase that I really enjoyed, which I wish we could bring back and nobody would judge us, is the phase that we were obsessed with lighting our farts on fire.
Oh, yeah.
Probably about 5 or 6 years, right?
Oh,
5, 6 years. It started in 8th grade, I believe.
somewhere in there.
Well, no. When we could start carrying lighters around with us. Was that 8th grade?
I don't know, because I'm pretty sure we're doing that in like cadets.
Younger.
And that's like the oldest you get is 8th grade.
Yeah, you start in 5th and go to 8th.
I'm saying it's probably more like 5th, 6th grade.
Yeah, probably somewhere in there.
And it was probably a lighter we stole from someone's dad or Dave.
It's probably guaranteed Dave's lighter.
Yeah.
If nobody knows, that's Dave Van Eldren. If you'd like us to buy you a new lighter, we can.
We owe it to you.
Yeah, we'll buy you a pack of 5 or whatever.
I'm pretty sure the statute of limitations is over, right?
I know. What is the statute of limitations on theft?
That was probably close to 28 years ago. So
Yeah.
if it's earlier than 28 years, you owe them a lighter.
Yeah.
Or 5.
Yeah.
But one of the strategies that we figured out after years of lighting our farts on fire is, number one, it actually works.
It 100% works.
Oh, yeah.
For all those little kids who are interested in lighting their farts on fire who are listening to this right now.
Just don't burp at the same time.
Yes, lighting your fart does work. Number 2, you want to make sure that the flame goes out and doesn't come in. Like you said, don't want to burp. But there has been cases where you light your underwear on fire.
Oh, yeah.
You burn your butthole.
Oh, yeah. Or guys, I've heard a lot of guys screaming and grabbing their nuts and running.
I mean, and I think at this point would be a good time to talk about one of the safety precautions involved.
Is there any?
Oh, there absolutely is at least one. Don't do it without your underwear on. I was never dumb enough to do that. However, I have seen it done without the proper safety precautions in force, and it did not end well.
Well, for whatever it's worth, let's just tell everybody right now, we don't recommend lighting your farts on fire.
No, but it works. As a safety, YuSkool does not condone.
We do not recommend or condone stupid behavior, but it does work.
I burped, and I'm glad this is television.
I can tell you that I probably wouldn't do it with just boxers on either.
No,
you got
to go buck, man.
I like what?
You're insane.
No, I go jeans or sweatpants. Sweatpants is probably the safest.
You got to drop them, man. You got to drop them to get that flame.
You got to have the brookies on, dude. Brookies and nothing more, because you get too much more, then it gets diluted by the time it comes out.
That's
you got to have brookies
drop
on.
trout, man.
You got to have brookies on.
Do you remember the first time, though, that we saw it actually really happen? Like, we've been trying it for years, and we didn't think it actually worked. And then the first time we saw it happen, and we were cheersing each other, high five. We were hugging each other. We were so excited.
Yeah, it was probably a pretty gay moment for you.
That's the smell of burnt ass hair in the air.
And I think I only did it once. I think I was a little, this is...
Well,
This is
The
not
trick
my
to
thing.
lighting the fart on fire was holding it down a little bit lower than you actually think you need to hold it. So you hold it and then move it down about 2 inches.
So same instructions as lighting the candle.
And
Hold it down a little lower than you think you need it.
And can we say who the real true hero is the person with the light switch? Because remember, you didn't want to do it with the lights on because it just lost its effect. You had to have like the perfect light switch moment where it wasn't too dark, because now you're fumbling for the lighter. You can't find it. You can't find where you need to do it.
Well, that's why you got to get set up, you know?
Yeah,
And
you have to have the setup. The setup,
all
man.
set up, and then...
Lights.
Yeah, and then you hit the lights and you...
Oh, that is so true. But the first time, though, let me just put this on here. The first time, though, that we heard it, or we saw there's a long fart.
That one would be a beeper on the
You don't
flame.
want one of those.
No.
But anyways, the first time we saw a fart get lit on fire, it was like a big, almost like if you take a thing of spray, hairspray.
Yeah.
And you just shot it, and it goes, whoo, and that flame, that ball of flame, and then that's it.
It's quick. It's over.
Yeah, it's not much there.
And it dilutes the smell.
Oh, yeah.
It does, absolutely.
And talk about getting the guys pumped up. Nothing gets the guys pumped up more than sitting around watching somebody light a good fart on fire.
Oh, yeah.
And the feeling of disappointment when you thought you had a good one and you missed the mark, and it was like
Everybody kind of
you had like the walk of shame.
I don't know if I have that. It's something like this. Or nothing worse. Okay, here's another one. When you're amped up about it and you're on fire about it, pardon the pun, and you're at home with your parents and they're all watching TV, and you go, whoa, 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 and you jump on your back and you light a fart on fire in front of your parents. Not cool.
I'm pretty sure my parents would have
beat me.
Yeah.
Throwing me out of the house.
I think I did it one time with my brother. And
well, siblings, that's a different story.
Yeah. Did
but
you do it in front of old Steve?
No.
No.
He kicked my butt.
Steve would have thrown a chonkle at you.
No, there
Or
was
something.
no.
You would have got a remote to the back of the head.
There was no lighting my farts on fire in front of my dad. I don't think he would have accepted that.
Yeah, that one's going to burn your butthole.
That fart?
Yeah.
Okay. So the other thing I wanted to bring up now that are we kind of off of farts?
Yeah, I think so. I think.
I mean, unless you want to go down the rabbit hole like Dutch ovening your wife or something. I mean, there's always that one.
I don't do that a whole lot with my wife. Do you
no,
do
I
that?
try to stay away from that one.
But like, I'm not talking about like on purpose. I'm talking like when, you've been drinking and, you eating some gassy food and all of a sudden, you get like a kick to the face and it's like, oh, what was that for? Because you open the covers and,
I haven't done that a whole lot unless if she just hasn't like brought it up to me and was like upset with me.
Yeah, I don't do that because my wife has about 6 different ways she'd kill me with my kidney problem.
Oh, that's true.
So
speaking of kidney problem, that was kind of the next thing I wanted to talk about was let's get an update on the kidney.
So I have lost a little bit more of my kidneys just because I could tell with the way I feel.
Okay.
They don't like before I was on dialysis, they used to measure it just to see how you were doing. But now at this point, there's no point. I probably have like 0.5% left
Really?
total. I barely make urine. I pee about 3 times a day. I'll drink all 3 of those bottles of water and maybe pee before bed. It's a lot. It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of work. Every other night. I used to do it from 4:00 in the afternoon till 8:30 at night, and I quit doing that. I went to a nocturnal, so I do it now at 9:00 at night and go till 6 in the morning, and so it filters better. It does a better job. But like my wife had to quit work because of COVID and just trying to take care of me and all the pills. I take about 240 pills a week.
holy cow.
Yeah, I'm just constantly pretty much. I take them about 6 times a day, every day, 7 days a week. I'm at the point now where I can't skip sessions. Before I could skip one every here and there. Now I can't do that because it's the only thing keeping me alive is that machine. So I still need a transplant. and then just
Because you were going during the day.
yeah. Well, I've always been doing it at home.
Right.
My wife puts the needles in my arm here,
Right.
and then I know I've showed you. I probably should show you one of these days all the bumps on my arms and all the messed up stuff, and all the scars I have from sticking needles in. Because that's a 1-inch needle that's 16 gauge. Oh, and she just pokes at my arm every other day. 2 of them, one here, one there.
That makes my hair stand up.
Wow.
So
And you've had some troubles with your port, right? If I'm
yeah,
not
and
mistaken?
actually I still have troubles with my port. I actually went to one specialist, but he was crazy. He started talking about taking out a rib and all this stuff but he was not paying attention to where it actually needed to be eaten. I have a bunch of, I can't think of what their name are, in my arm here that, like I said, I can't remember the name, but the vein wall has 2 walls, an inner and an outer. So what happens is the inner wall will get ripped, and the outer wall isn't thick enough to hold the blood and keep its shape. And so it starts blowing up into a balloon, and it'll just keep puffing up until it blows up. So pseudoaneurysms are what they're called. And I got a bunch of them in my arm here from just sticking myself so much and stuff like that. And I got stents from here all the way up in my neck, all the way down to my heart, from problems with my vein collapsing and stuff like that. I go every 3 months, and they stick like a 12 gauge needle right here, and then they go up in there with a camera and they blow the vein open, because my veins want to do this and close up and shrink up and collapse. And so they'll go in there and they give me some pain medicine, and then they inflate it real good. It's a pretty painful thing.
Sounds like it.
Sounds miserable.
It's not bad. It's like an outpatient surgery. I'll go in, and 2-3 hours later, I'm out. They just give me kind of a local anesthetic there and a little bit of painkiller. I had one time where you could feel it down here. You could feel my heartbeat. You can feel what's called the thrill. That's the blood racing through the vein. And I had that stop one time. So it clogged up here. And this was probably about a year ago. It clogged. And when they went in the hospital, I had to go to the hospital for that one. And right here in my shoulder, the vein right there, it pretty much collapsed all the way. So when they went in there and they tried to balloon it open, while they were trying to balloon it open, they exploded it. Oof. And so the vein exploded and separated.
Oh, jeez.
And so he had to go through my crotch all the way up with a needle, all the way up there to put a stent in here. Next day I woke up, my shoulder was about this big, just full of blood along my back here, my shoulder, my face, everything. So luckily that hasn't happened. I went in to the hospital back in November, having trouble breathing, and my blood pressure was like in the 200s.
Where's it supposed to be?
Technically like 140, 150 over 80. And I was pushing like 210 over 120.
It sounds bad. I don't know.
Yeah, that's
Technically, I don't know what that means,
that's
but
pretty much stroke, heart attack area. So,
oh my goodness.
just a lot. There's a lot of supplies I got to deal with, and a lot of things to deal with the machine, setting it up, taking it down, codes, and knowing what to do. And so,
So do you have like a 24/7 hotline that you can call and somebody can
I
help
can call
you?
during the day to my center where I get my supplies and meet my doctor and stuff like that. And then there's a nurse on call 24/7. And then there's also a technician for the machine that's on call 24/7. So I call a number, I hit pound, and they pick up the phone right away. And, what's your trouble? Hi, my name is Josh.
Are they in America?
Most of them. So, but like my injuries heal slow. I smacked the crap out of my right shin about 3 weeks ago, and it's still swollen. My leg's still swollen, still bruised.
So, and forgive me, I don't really know
No,
too
go
much
ahead.
on it. Now, regarding kidneys, I know sometimes it's just genetic. Sometimes it's
They don't
just
know.
it happens. They
Yeah,
don't know how or why.
Yeah, they took blood tests and all kinds of tests, and they don't know what other tests to do. And now they've done a biopsy, which was fun. They took a needle about yay long, shoved it in my back, all the way to the kidney, and then spring loaded at the end. So they push that needle all the way down to your kidney, and they hit a button, and the needle shoots out, takes a little chunk of your kidney, sucks it back in the tube, and they pull the needle out, and they cut it up, and they dissect it, and they look at it. So, but they couldn't even tell that way. They had to do that twice. They put when they did the first one, they didn't show them enough good samples, so they had to go back in, move the needle a little bit, and do it again.
Now, is there? I mean, I'm not a doctor, obviously, but is there? That's the best way to go get a chunk of your liver is through your back.
Well,
or your kidney.
Kidney's right here.
Oh, okay.
So they go right in your back side, right here, kind of
Gotcha.
your back quarter, I guess.
Okay.
And it goes right. So it goes right to the kidney.
So that's the closest point.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but that needle's still.
Now,
Well, they stick one in you and numb you first. That's the painful one. Then they stick the next needle in you. That's not.
Now, what if your kidney was close to your balls? They'd have to go through your balls.
Probably.
He's married. He doesn't have them anymore.
Oh no, they're still there. Trust me.
I can tell you where mine are.
I run the relationship, and if she watches, that's fine with me.
I think the purse is over there, right, Alan?
Yeah, mine. If you would like to see mine, guys, mine's in my wife's purse, and you guys are more than welcome to go look at them, poke them, make fun of me, whatever you want to do. So we tried to organize some sort of a blood drive for you.
Yeah, I appreciate that, guys.
We mentioned that a couple podcasts ago, 3-4 podcasts ago. But lo and behold, the Delta Blood Bank is not related. Somehow the Delta Blood Bank, that was their organization thing that they ran, right? With the Red Cross.
Yeah, I am not sure. I know you knew more about it than I
So
did.
anyways, yeah, so I looked into it, and they said they are not, that used to be a thing through the Delta Blood Bank. So they don't do that anymore. That program does not exist. So therefore we could not go forward with that.
You could get people to donate blood, but it wouldn't be worth me anything.
It wouldn't gain you anything.
Yeah.
Which is, I mean, it's still a good idea to have a blood draw, but
Yeah.
the whole main goal was to
Help find me a kidney. And,
benefit you.
yeah.
So-
No, I mean, it would have been great because you would have got a COVID test. You know, you would have got blood checked. So, it would have been a trifecta of things you got done there.
Right.
So,
Is there any more progress on a donor?
the donor I have still has high blood pressure. He's working to get it down. I mean, but anybody could donate. Like if you wanted to donate, but you're not a match to me, they'll do what's called a round table. So you would give your kidney to somebody else, and they would give it to somebody else. You know, so everybody comes with a person that needs a kidney, and everybody comes with a donor, and then they match everybody up, and nobody gets a kidney until they make all that
gets
work.
one.
And they've done it before. They said the most people, they do it a lot, and the most people they've ever done it with, they did it with 8 different pairs all the way across the country.
Okay.
So like your kidney went to New York, and then the New York's kidney went to Milwaukee, and you know that kidney went there, and they just went all the way around. But they found 8 people that wanted to donate and 8 people that needed a kidney that matched. But they weren't, you know, so I would bring you with me, but you wouldn't give me yours. You would give yours to somebody else, and I would get somebody else's. But everybody gets a kidney.
I got you.
And it matches on a blood type, correct?
It does. The blood type's pretty important, but it doesn't deny you the facts. They look closer at things in the blood. I've never really gotten into how that all works. See, I'm a O positive, which is a pretty, you know, common blood type. Yeah. So
would there be another match that you needed besides blood type?
they look in the blood for certain things in the blood that they have to test, you know, on a microscopic level or something like that. I don't know how to do it, but they've kind of got into a little bit of that, and I never really asked them a lot about it. You know, I was going through the whole machine thing at the same time and trying to keep a lot of information in my head that, you know.
There's only so much room in there.
Yeah, before shit gets kicked out. Yeah.
So is there any ways that we can help going forward knowing that that's not going to work?
Yes, you can go to Stanford Health Care LiveDonor.org.
Say that again.
Stanford Health Care livedonor.org.
Okay.
.org. And then you will take there will be some paperwork. I think you go get blood work after that if you pass the first initial paperwork phase. And then those medical expenses, like if the blood work, the blood draw, you won't get bills for that. You got to pay to drive. You want to go to lunch, you got to pay for that. But the actual blood drives, the exams, all that is paid by my insurance.
Okay.
You need my blood type if you fill out the paperwork, which is O positive, and you need my birthday, which is March 5th, 1981.
You got a birthday coming up.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty soon.
Oh, man.
I'll be 40.
I was gonna say that's the old lordy, look who's 40.
Yeah, I'll actually be 40 this next month.
Wow.
Yeah.
I forgot you were like almost 2 years older than me.
Am I? Yeah.
Right? No,
Yeah.
about a year.
I'm
turning 39. No, you're 1 year.
Yeah.
I'm turning
1 year,
39.
'cause we'll be 39 here, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, our class was so variance in age, what's her name was 5 days younger than I was. Her birthday's the 10th, Janai. And then, like I think my cousin Corinne was one of the youngest, and she's going to be 38 late in the year or 39 late in the year. So, I mean, that was always interesting. Our class was definitely an interesting class
We were an interesting class on many different variables.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Just many different variables, age and groups and friends and, people. So, but yeah, it's interesting. Like I said earlier, I don't Dutch oven my wife because she could easily kill me. And,
Just happens to unplug something at the right time.
no, it's not so much that. It's, she could accidentally wipe down one of the connections with bleach. She does that a couple times, and it'll make me super sick and kill me. She gives me iron. She puts it in the machine,
Okay.
and so if you induce iron into the vein too fast, you'll have a massive heart attack and die. Oh, so she could easily just accidentally go boop and kill me.
So you're not joking.
No, I'm not. I have to have heparin for when I do dialysis because the blood will clot because the blood wants to clot. So going through the machine, stuff like that. Heparin is a blood thinner. Give too much of that, I could easily bleed to death. I get Epogen shot on the back of the arm and the fat here. That helps with hemoglobins, which helps with anemia, low red blood cells. Shot that in the muscle, it would be bad. So, I mean, there's definitely, definitely a lot of things.
Yeah.
Give
So
me a
she
stroke.
is your
Provider, my nurse,
your caregiver, your
big time. She
live-in nurse.
she
everything.
makes sure I take my pills. I wouldn't be able to do it without her. I mean, she's amazing.
You're a lucky man.
Yeah, I am. She makes sure my pills are on time, when I'm supposed to be taking them. And then my EPO shot in my arm, she gives me that. She gives me a little needle. She just a little needle and a syringe in the back of the arm. Stuff like that. She puts my needles in my arm. She hooks me all up and tapes me all up and gets my blood pressures going and brings me my dinner if I'm on the machine, because I can't leave, I can't move because I'm stuck in that chair for 9 hours. So, yeah, I wouldn't be able to do it without her. She's amazing.
So have you felt an improvement since you've been going to the nighttime?
Oh, yeah, big time. So it takes more out and it makes you feel better and more regular. I still get fatigued easier. I was out in the yard the other day and doing a little bit of raking and shoveling, stuff like that. And, after maybe 15, 20 minutes, I'm huffing and puffing. I get short of breath easy and, have to take breaks quite a bit. So manual labor is kind of hard, but I still can do quite a bit. So, but
I think
yeah.
I huff and puff because I'm just fat is my problem. And
My biggest thing is I've lost muscle big time.
Yeah, I have that same thing.
I've lost weight, but a lot of it has been muscle. When I started dialysis and training in center, which would be last July, I weighed 106 kilos. I weighed myself this morning. I was 86 and a half kilos.
Wow.
I've lost pretty much, what is that? 19, 20? How many is that?
You said you were 106 and you were like 86?
86. So 20
That's
kilos.
20.
Yeah. Lost 20 kilos of between muscle and fat. So
And the other thing that you can't enjoy anymore is beer, right?
beer, yeah, just makes me feel real bloated and just makes me feel sick. I can have a little sip of Grandpa's cough service every now and then, a little touch of the whiskey. But I got to be careful because it won't allow me to sleep. I'll have a hard time getting to sleep, or I'll wake up and toss and turn in the middle of the night, or wake up to pee, or whatever, pee, but I'm not peeing much, and so things like that. A lot of times it kind of screws my stomach. I've had to change to a real bland diet, cut out a lot of things, anything with potassium or like orange juice, stuff like that. So I can't.
Like acidy stuff?
No, it's for the potassium, and I can't think of the other one right now for some reason. It starts with a P.
Well, that's kind of why I was asking. That's kind of why I brought up what I was drinking, because I was going to go around the horn and we could describe what we're drinking tonight.
Yeah.
So I was drinking a V8. Scatman,
I got pretty much a soda that I finished, and then my bottles of water that I should be, have one or two down already. I need to be drinking more water.
He normally would be drinking beer or a cocktail.
Yeah. No, I definitely miss being able to go do that, and I don't hang out with a lot of friends anymore because I've realized a lot of the friends I hung out with, the reason I hung out with them was, we'd sit around and have a couple beers and bullshit. And now it's just like, who wants to come over and just see me?
Right.
So,
well, if you do want to do a podcast like that, I did buy, stand by.
Uh-oh. Standing by.
He's getting out the box. He's bringing over a nice gray box. It looks like a beautiful box.
All right, so I have recently invested in what's called a Zoom PodTrack P4. Okay.
Nice.
And it's pretty much the same thing as this Rodecaster, but you can bring it wherever you want.
Really?
So it is very mobile. You put one battery in the back of it, or maybe two AA batteries. It has 4 channels, so we can go 4 microphones. It has 4 headphone outputs, and it has buttons on here, which are buttons just like this button. It can do stuff like this. So, if we had to do a remote podcast,
I'm thinking Animal Blossom, remote Animal Blossom podcast watching. Is there going to be a parade this year?
No parade.
Oh. Yeah. Next year, I guess we'll have to do a remote parade podcast and describe everything.
Yeah, no parade this year, which is kind of a bummer. But,
big time.
But we'll make do.
This is the first time ever, bro.
Really?
Yeah, as far as I ever know.
Yeah.
It was rain or shine.
No,
and they had it last year.
No, they've put it in the rain a couple times when it's poured.
But like they still had the festivities and everything.
Yeah,
and
there's no parade. They canceled the parade.
You're right. There was that one year, like in the 90s, right?
Yeah, I think there's been a couple times where
they canceled the parade.
Yeah,
that was like 98.
Yeah, I think so. 97, 98 when it just poured all the time. And
those was my good years.
Yeah, 97. You're in your prime.
Yeah.
Let the big dog eat.
Yeah. Woof.
All right. Well, we're going to take a little break. We're going to hear a word from our sponsors. So, YuSkool, go to break.
You got some things to move. You call cow freight. Refrigerated or dry food. Cow freight. Pick up the dang old phone and call cow freight.
California Freight, a family-owned and operated business since 1989. Located right here in California's Central Valley. And just like our military, they're serving this country nationwide. Cal Freight takes pride in all their loads, coast to coast, no matter what you need delivered, whether it's food, beverage, dry goods, or anything in bulk. They're making sure that load's delivered on time. Let's face it, your customers are their customers too. So call Cal Freight, 209-599-5418. Hey, it never hurts to get an extra bid.
Call cow freight.
This show is brought to you by Grossi Electric. Grossi Electric Inc. strives to provide customers with quality service for all electrical automation and design needs. The scope of their projects include, but are not limited to, irrigation, agricultural and food processing, packaging, solar energy, and everyday electrical solutions. With a wide range of customers throughout California, Grossi Electric is your go-to source for all your electrical and automation needs. Grossi Electric is located at 2020 Main Street in Escalon. Office hours are 5 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday. Give them a call at 209-821-6733.
At Grossi Electric, they strive to provide.
Yowzer.
All right, everyone. Welcome back.
Welcome.
Welcome.
Welcome back. Awful glad you could join me today.
I just want to tell you guys that.
This show's gonna be funny.
And welcome to
Hank's Look Around Cafe.
Oh, Hank.
That is amazing.
Oh, I love that one.
Get me the bluebird ladder.
You like
I
it?
love it.
I'll do it one more time for you.
That is amazing.
All right, do you know who says this?
Hello.
No?
I don't.
Fred Rogers.
Uh-oh.
Hello.
I heard he was pretty mean of a guy, you know?
Did you
If
say
they put one
hello?
in the hospital, you put one in the morgue. Fred Rogers said that.
Who?
Fred Rogers said if they put one of yours in the hospital, you put one of theirs in the morgue.
Was he in the military or something?
I don't know. I just saw a quote with his name on it.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of a weird,
Yeah.
evil quote.
Yeah.
All right, who says this?
Oh boy.
That's,
Boy.
That's old Huel.
Yeah.
So
Come on now.
speaking of Huel, I walked in the front room the other day and found Huel Hauser on.
Yeah?
I'm like, guess my wife's a closet Huel Hauser fan.
KVIE?
Yeah.
All right. Here's a little bit of knowledge here. If you ever want to watch any episode of California's Gold, there is a library on the Google machine. Just Google up Huel Hauser discography, and all the episodes are available.
Because he did two. He did California Gold, because I recorded them. California Gold, and then was it California Adventures or California, what's his other one?
Yeah, California Adventures, I think.
Yeah, something like that. And I don't know, one of them I like a little better. When he kind of goes cooler places.
California's Gold is probably what I prefer.
Okay, that's probably the one.
But there is a Discover California or something like that.
Thanks, fellas. Boy, this is amazing. Oh boy. Goodbye.
That's
You know what? This has
amazing.
been a real treat.
A real treat.
Yeah.
Now,
That's
women,
a
I
show
always
in
put
general.
mustard on mine.
Do you hear that one? I'm going to say it one more time.
Now, women, I always put mustard on mine.
That was from the hot dog on a stick episode.
Yeah, down in L.A. Yeah, that was a pretty good one.
Yeah.
There's a lot of good episodes. I don't know.
We were really dating ourselves here, guys.
Yeah.
The In and Out one's good.
Oh, yeah, really good.
The one for the underground house in Fresno.
Oh,
That one's a good
Fresno,
one.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, I've seen that one. It's right there. It's amazing. You pass right by it.
If only he would have come to Ripon.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
He came to Ceres. There's an episode of him in Ceres watching some guys. Every year they would buck alfalfa the old school way, you know.
Oh, been there, done that.
Remember when we did that in Washington?
Oh, yes. Flying H Ranch, I believe it was.
Well,
Not
with
to be-
pitchforks or what?
No, sitting there with hay forks and throwing it on a
trailer.
flatbed.
Yeah,
Oh.
it comes out the back and you pull it and throw it.
And then we had to go to some big barn and stack it for the winter for him.
Oh, it was
remember?
miserable.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
No.
Just
Alfalfa
all-
bales?
Yeah. All that
yeah.
alfalfa straw down your neck, itching.
Yeah.
Oh.
And to be honest with you, they failed to mention that part on the brochure when we
Yeah.
signed up for that. See, did you do it? You didn't go with us.
No.
Okay, so remember in youth group, every year they would go to Flying H Ranch and help out.
No, I don't, but
It was always over the summer.
Okay.
So they would go maybe not every year, every other year.
I'd say about
like
every
that.
other year.
Anyways, they'd get a group of people up there to go volunteer for,
Just help out everything.
I think it was like 10 days total. And we went
Was
up
it?
there. There was 2 days of travel. We messed around for a couple days up there, and then 2 days back or 3 days back.
Okay.
Anyways, we were gone for maybe a week or 10 days, or I don't know what it was. Anyways, we get up there, and first of all, we sleep under the stars, which was cool. It was summertime. And then
This is probably way eastern Washington then, or what?
No, it was in Natchez, which is like
Was it over the hill? In the east?
like you talk about like Spokane.
No, there's a big mountain range that runs through the middle of Washington.
I'd say it's more like central-ish Washington.
Okay.
it was
So
it was farmland.
Yeah, out in the plains, and so yeah, you were over the hill.
So one of the things that we had to do when we got there was help them buck the hay and put it on the trailer and then load it.
Yeah.
Some other guys got stuck going and painting some fences and stuff like that. But anyways, me and Sonky got over there, me and Scooter went over there, and we had to buck hay and put it in the barn. And
So it probably came off the cutter chute or the baler chute, right? And you turned around and you stacked it on the trailer then?
No, it was already.
It was
out there.
already
It was dry.
it was already dried and baled.
Oh,
But yeah,
okay.
then you had to drive through and hook the bales and throw them up there and
okay.
stack them on the truck, then drive them to the
So you
barn.
even hooked them up there.
Oh yeah,
Because I know a lot of guys have the old school balers after that. They kind of shoot them out the back and they would grab them. So all you had to do is grab it and you turn around. And
So yeah, this Natchez is like pretty much smack dab, like right in the middle of Washington, right?
nice.
Right by Yakima.
Oh, okay.
But it smelled amazing.
Oh, yeah.
The smell of
the
freshly
smell,
cut alfalfa.
Oh, yeah. No, when I drove truck, a couple times being out in Nevada, like 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, and be freaking 5 degrees out there with a smoke in one hand, a coffee in the other. Just drinking my coffee, smoking my cigarette, waiting for the squeeze driver to show up, and just smelling that dew that woke up that fresh grass. Oh man. But no, I know what you mean, because I went up to Yuba City one time and had to buck goat hay. Buck hay, but it had been sitting in goat shit. They irrigated the field with goat shit for the bottom 3 inches were soaked in goat shit. Those bales had to weigh 160 pounds.
Why would you want it soaked in goat shit?
They had the
was
bales
cheap
sitting
manure,
on the
probably.
Yeah, it was cheap manure. They spread it on the alfalfa, and they didn't move the stacks, and they didn't have a barrier around the field. So they had their field, and in the corner they had a cutout where it was flat and packed, where the trucks would come in and where they'd stack everything. But they didn't put a ridge around the field there, so it just overflowed, and soaked the whole stack.
Yeah, no, that stuff can get heavy.
Yeah.
It gets real heavy.
A couple of times, because at first, before I lengthened my truck and trailers out and stuff like that, I used to have to do a 3/4 stack. So I would do 4 stacks on the back trailer and do 3 stack with a 3/4. So it'd be 2 stacks plus a 3/4 plus another stack and up against the truck. A lot of times I would have to build that 3/4. Do it all myself. The squeeze driver would kind of pull it apart for me, but I would have to
Build it yourself.
build it myself. A couple
I like
times.
the sound effects.
A couple of times I had to do it. Squeeze wasn't get there for like an hour, so I just like screw it. Okay, I'll make a 3/4 right here on the trailer and wait for them. So I just pull up next to the stack and throw the bales down, and then throw them up where I need them and lay them all out the way and just all the way up.
That's some good old boy shit right there, huh?
Yeah.
Smoking a ciggy, having his coffee, stacking some hay,
Yeah.
just getting her done. Probably listening to Cat Country,
No, I had real country music on.
XM radio.
Yeah.
Were you listening
Well,
to?
let's define real country.
Hank.
Well, there's only
Okay, thank you.
There's only 2 types of music. There's country and there's western, right?
And there's pop. The shit's on now.
Yeah, that's not.
That's
really-
not country.
that's not-
No, exactly. That's why I call it pop.
So, Hank, Merle,
Yeah.
Waylon,
Yeah. Willie.
Johnny.
Yep.
You know who likes his share of old school country, including Waylon, is Mr. Vice Grip Garage that we'll eventually get to.
Oh, the Merle Haggard box.
Loves
I love that he refers to the radio as a Merle Haggard box.
I'm telling you.
You got to watch this show.
Yeah, 90s country was pretty good. Early 90s still.
Yeah.
Before it got too poppy, but no, I mean, they would throw some of that in, you know. So some of the new guys.
Let's just go straight into Vice Grip Garage because right now he's probably going through a pretty cold front.
Cold snap.
Well, it's like negative 15 degrees right now in Minnesota.
Yeah.
And if you want to know what we're talking about, check out Vice Grip Garage. There's like this dude out in Minnesota, and Scooter got me hooked on this YouTube channel of this guy. Basically, well, you want to describe what he does?
Yeah, so I'll touch base with it. I was told about this from another buddy of mine, and having a couple cocktails and watching it, I was like, man, this guy's pretty funny. And anyways, the backstory in this guy, he's a good old boy from Minnesota. I believe he grew up in Minot, North Dakota. Don't quote me on it. But he just is like a self-proclaimed YouTube guy. He goes through, finds all these little barn finds, resurrects all these cars that are just absolutely rusted through, which when you start watching them, I'm like, man, like I don't even know why he's even wasting his time getting these things going. I mean, these things got holes in the frames. They got
mice have just eaten away all the way through. It's
crazy.
Electrical
No, I'm
wires.
looking right here on YouTube right now. You know, like here's a '68 Buick Sabre.
LeSabre, he calls it.
Yeah, LeSabre. Sitting for 26 years.
Yeah.
And here's another one. Here's an abandoned Chevelle. It's been sitting there for 30 years. You know, wheel drive. And so, I mean, just the videos that are on here are just cars that are just absolute
roached
trash.
And what's crazy is, I mean, he like goes out there with like literally just like a toolbox of hand tools,
some gasoline, an extra gas tank.
I think some fire starter making her happen.
I just found that one.
Oh boy.
That one I was looking at No Car Garage or whatever, you know, and that No Bra Garage popped up there.
Yeah, that's not Vice Grip Garage.
No, it's not. But I mean, it might be worth looking at, seeing if maybe he makes an appearance. I don't know.
But yeah, you got to watch this show.
Oh, dude, this guy's a hoot. The stuff that he says,
he'll call a beer a wobble pop,
or a cold snack. It's time for me to have a cold snack.
And everything that he refers to is a guy could. So a guy could do this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good refreshing H2O.
A guy's really got to put his peepers on this.
Oh boy, it says
help me understand.
I'll be dipped.
Yeah, I'll be dipped is one of his things. Like, so when he's surprised, like it starts and fires up. Well, I'll be dipped.
Yeah, no, I'll definitely have to, because I'm always looking for stuff to watch on like YouTube, you know. And
dude, he's made some of his videos. He's getting like 2.5 million views, 3 million views, 1 million views. How much money do you think he's making off of that many views?
I think when I watched the video one time, there's also a guy in Minnesota or Wisconsin, I forget. No, Minnesota is Millennial Farmer. He gets the same thing, 3-4 million views on all his videos, and somebody did a video on him and how much, you know, people, these guys it's been a big thing, all these YouTube channels blowing up. And there's another one called Welker Brothers Farm, or Welker Farms. They're out of Montana, you know, and these guys are making $200,000 a year
off of YouTube videos.
Off these YouTube videos, yeah, because it's all about views, and you know, and then you get enough views, and then you get people
ads
subscribing, and then it's ads, and it racks up. You know, that's why you see these videos, and they're always, you know, click the bell, click the subscribe button, you know.
So that's what he covers in his. You know, if you would just bloop it.
Bleep bloop.
He has these weird like little hand gyration. I'm telling you, man, you got to watch this guy. You're going to watch one video and you are going to be hooked.
Yeah,
on this guy.
That's what pays. It's the subscribers. You have 3 million subscribers, 4 million subscribers.
Just smash that subscribe button. Hit that little bell. I don't know what it does, but it's free.
The bleep blooper.
It's funny. Just, bleep bloop something down there. You know?
Yeah.
What should I do with this car?
Yeah.
And his brother helps him out too, right?
Yeah, his brother shows up on a couple of them. We need to. I'm telling you, man. We need to see if we can get this guy on here.
Dude's got 656,000 subscribers. That's a lot of subscribers. Yeah, look, 2.5 million, 2.3 million, 1.8, 2.1, 1.9 million. And some of these videos were only put out like a couple days ago.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
So what you need to do is do some like little hashtag or Instagram little post or little chingadera.
I'm afraid he's too big for the show already.
I don't know, man. He seems pretty salt of the earth dude, man.
Yeah, I think he'd come on and love it.
We
would have to do his show at like noon.
Yeah.
Right.
Like the Millennial Farmer, he has 728,000 subscribers.
That's crazy. That's a lot of money.
Yeah. I'd say, yeah, he just does videos about him farming and doing whatever.
So he just makes videos on stuff that he loves to do.
Yeah, he's farming. He loves to farm, and he's a little
so he just makes
fifth generation guy. He's a fifth generation on the farm, and so he'll go cut corn, and he'll take his camera with him, and he'll talk about cutting corn. Then he'll review tractors sometimes, and now I'm doing this on the farm. I'm doing this, and then he likes to dirt race, so sometimes he has an episode about him dirt racing or setting up a car. Like
Vice Grip, what he did the other day which I thought was pretty cool. He was going to fix up a snowmobile for his son. So he just made a video about fixing it.
I believe that was the Skeeter, wasn't it?
Yeah. You think a guy could really put this around here and get this thing going? It's got a couple dents, and then he moves his fingers around.
He's got these weird little finger gyration things.
I could really move this thing around here and get it going.
It's got some speed holes in it.
Yeah.
The
rest is referred to as speed holes.
This is definitely factory,
and
it's got a new battery in it.
We're gonna take a little break because we need a couple wobble pops, is what he'll say sometimes.
Yeah. So like he what he does is a lot of the times these things are like hundreds of miles from his house, 200, 400, 600 miles. He's driving these things like no brakes, and he's driving these things. And there was one video, him and his wife were like cleaning up the car. And there was a couple like crushed up tall cans like in the back seat. He goes, "Oh, I think you found my old wobble pops."
Yeah, he says 600 miles for this one and 600 miles for this one, and he drives them, man.
Oh, so he really drives these things home?
He legit drives them home,
man. I wonder if I could do that. That'd be kind of cool,
dude. And these aren't just like cars, like like the Mustang, where like you did some stuff and everything else was working. Like, I'm talking like this dude spends like a day putting plugs and wires and condensers just to get it running. It's
the sparkulator.
The sparkulator wire and the lightning wires, the lightning whirler,
the
fire making her happen or something like that. I'm telling you, dude, watch this guy. You will be hooked.
And he'll get bit by like 5 wasps while he's doing it.
Get out of here.
So I can only suggest or recommend to watch it. It's pretty funny, but I reached out to him on Instagram and I asked if he would come on the show, but I think he's a little bit too big for us.
But that's what I'm saying. I think if we like hashtag him or something, or like do like the whatever, I'm obviously not tech savvy, but if you were to like at him, I think it's like Derek at Vice Grip Garage or something
on the social internet,
on the interwebs,
the Google machine,
or the other machine,
ding dingers.
He likes to buy a lot of parts on. He either calls it the Jungle website for Amazon, or he calls eBay Evil Bay. Yeah. I just got these new parts off Evil Bay.
He doesn't like
on
eBay?
The intro. I don't know.
Yeah, you can do it. You could hashtag him. I think it's what it's called on the gram.
Yeah,
the gram. Woo!
Look at that.
Save some for the rest of us, bro.
I just I had to look that up on the Google machine to see if I was saying it right, but yeah.
The AOL,
Yeah.
the dial-up.
Yeah. Oh, now you're dating yourself.
So over there in Minnesota, though, earlier today, I was looking at the phone, looking at some of the country's, America's weather, and I saw there was like negative 15 degrees going on over there in North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota.
Oh, yeah.
And then I look down in Texas, it's like 20 degrees.
Yeah.
That's not normal for Texas, I don't think.
No. You better definitely probably put some Gorilla Glue in your hair.
Oh man, are we going down into the Gorilla Glue
No,
trap already?
Let's save Gorilla Glue for later.
That's a lot of stupidity.
Yeah.
That is.
Oh man.
I think that might have to be its own show.
Jeez.
Although I did see some pretty funny stuff on that, but let's transition. Do we have any transition music? Let's go over here.
Well, were you gonna see what third base is drinking?
Oh yeah, third base. Okay, let's go. We already
Scooter?
know what the tripod's drinking.
Yeah, nice Kirtland signature water.
Now we're moving over to
the old
third base at what
Modelo
Scooter.
Negras. They are delicious.
Modelo Negro.
Yes, Negra.
Negra.
Way better than the
that a female
normal
beer then?
Modelos. It's delicious. So I mean, I like women and I like beers. So
I know
sure.
if it ends with an A, it's a female.
It's feminine, yeah.
Yeah. So,
But I do like females.
The
I like
aluminum
beer. So
foil around the
yeah,
lid.
like that's. So the thing is, you got to pop them, then you got to like press them in because or else the little foily chingaderas come up, and then you got them like in your lip, and
That's the only thing that throws me off on the Modelos.
I'm not I mean, the original Modelos are all right, but man, I had these Negras. Oh, ain't going back. I mean, once you go black, you never go back. I mean,
Oh boy.
let's say the same thing about tripod. Once you go tripod, you never go back.
Oh boy. Sorry, I was a little late on that.
Yeah. Well,
Okay, we'll do a little transition music here.
there you go.
Remember when Armstrong Getty used to do transition music, or was
Yeah.
that Don and Mike?
I think Don and Mike might do it every now and then, but Armstrong and Getty were the
Transition guys?
yeah, they love to do it. Just a little music and
All right, we're transitioning right now. Transition music in progress. All right, Mr. Scooter, we'll let you get started on this next. Well, let me introduce it for everybody first. So there's, let's just say Scooter is a employee of the city of Stockton.
okay,
Correct? Right? Is that where?
yeah,
Is that cool?
fair enough.
And he stumbled across this area in Stockton, which is, I would say, level 10 creepy.
Yeah, absolutely.
have you
Level
ever
10.
walked around there?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
And he automatically piqued my interest
Yeah, definitely.
After it happened, he comes and we're having a couple wobble pops or something, and he goes, "Hey, dude, guess what? The other day," and he goes into this whole story. I'll let him tell it, I guess. But it basically, it's a level 10 creepy area in our own backyard that I never knew about. And he had since, after telling me this, I have since gone and seen it for myself. So go ahead.
How creepy was it?
It was Creeper McCreepers. Yeah, it was, like I said, level 10 creepy. Like, you feel like somebody's watching you.
And this is like downtown Stockton.
Yeah.
Like this isn't even like on the outskirts.
No, it definitely piqued my interest too. As you can tell, I got like 4 pages of notes here about it.
Holy guacamole.
You know, and just different things that piqued my interest when I was reading a couple different, mostly from the Stockton Record. But yeah, no, I'm curious to hear firsthand from you because it definitely really piqued my interest.
So, Sonky, Scooter, what brought you over there from the beginning?
Well, I work for the city of Stockton. I guess we've made that clear. And
Was I allowed to say that?
that's fine.
I can edit that out.
That's fine. And anyways, I had to use the bathroom. And
That kind of,
what's that?
that kind of what it looks like.
So like they must have torn that building down. That might have been like one of the originals.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not there.
So to start off with that, again, before I worked in Stockton, I'd never heard about this place, never knew about this place. There was one time I had to go to the bathroom, and this guy I was working with told me like, "Oh, I got this place," and he brings me to this like super nice. Yeah, that's what it looks like nowadays. And it was like really like nice looking, because it's like oak tree lined streets, and you're like, wow, this is really nice. But there's like no residences. In Stockton, like the whole rest of the state has a bunch of bums that you see everywhere.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, this is weird. Like you don't see any bums out here. Like there's no bum camps or anything like that. And it looks like these like old like military barracks, and it's like he's like, oh yeah, the bathroom's in there. So like, okay, I was young and dumb. Go down, like open this thing.
6 months ago?
Oh, oh, he's got jokes.
That's a zinger. Good zinger.
And he's like, oh yeah, it's right in that door. Well, I go in this door, and it's down a long hallway, and I start walking down this hallway, and it's like, it feels cold, but it's like not cold. It's impossible to really explain it. And I was like, man, this
just gives you the creeps.
Like, it was just weird. Like, and I don't even like believe in all the heebie-jeebie, whatever. And I was just like, man, this is weird. And you start walking down, and you'd see these doors with just like these little like 6-inch by 6-inch glass windows, and you'd look through there. There's these padded cells, and I'm like, man, what is this old building? And so I go to the bathroom, and I close the door, and I'm in the middle of taking a piss, and it's like the hair on the back of your neck is standing up, and like I kept looking over my shoulder because like it felt like someone was like right at the door with me, and I was like, man, I kept looking over. I couldn't piss fast enough, dude. And I get out this bathroom, man, and I'm speed walking out of this building. And I got back in the car, and this dude I was riding with was like, hey, man, like, how was it? I'm like, man, this was weird, man. It was like someone was watching me take a piss, man. And I got to keep stopping and, check the door and realize I was in there by myself. And he goes, you know what this is, right? And I'm like, no, it's weird, but what is it? And he goes, oh, it's the insane asylum. I'm like, what? So he told me the backstory on it. So the backstory on it was the state's first state insane asylum. It was like, 1840s or something? Around
1852 or something.
1852.
1851.
1851. So around the gold rush days. And the state, put it in Stockton because, well, everything else either starts or begins in Stockton. So why not put an insane asylum?
Yeah.
And it was there until 1996, actually.
Which is pretty crazy that it was still running in 1996.
It'd be interesting to see how much of it was still running in 96.
There had to be people employed and patients.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you go there today, so it's like 150 acres like originally, and it's like smack dab in the middle of town. And there's like some old buildings, and like there's like one of the little hospital buildings you get to, and it looks kind of like a 50s. Did you see the hospital, like the ER entrance? It has like that little triangulated like roof to it. It looks like something out of like World War II, like hospital. It's
very military-ish.
Yes.
Like barracksy looking.
Well, that's kind of how they ran them. Because when I did that, you brought that up, and we'll talk about it a little later after we get done talking about this, but the Preston Castle, which used to be the Preston School of Industry in Ione. They called them, soldiers and stuff like that, the inmates, the boys that were there and stuff.
Really?
Yeah. And they were that was actually an old castle. It's an old brick building that they all stayed in, but.
So the guys weren't very soldiery?
No, they called them. They used to identify them by military names, and then they called them all wards of state.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
I know the first leader. Sorry to interrupt you, but the first leader of there and the second leader of there ended up talking a lot of crap together, and they went to court and they ended up dueling.
At the Stockton one.
Yeah, at the Stockton one. Yeah, we're back to the Stockton one.
That's legit. Only in Stockton.
Yeah.
But neither one of them both got hurt, but they actually ended up dueling.
That's awesome.
The reason why they were dueling, let me double check. There
Because
was
the second guy talked a lot of crap on the first guy about how patients got hurt and they were doing a lot of bad things.
Oh, that happened.
The rules said no hurting of patients, but it got reported as a madhouse fantasy.
And it says right here that he was forcing patients to help build his home.
Yep.
They were underreporting deaths.
Yeah.
They were using single graves for multiple burials.
Yeah. Yep.
And then they were eventually, people found out about it, and they dealt with it in a duel.
Yeah. Because I guess in 1888, Frank Peltret got himself committed. They found him in the channel.
Oh, I read that thing.
They found him in the Delta Channel. He wanted to write a paper about the ward, and so he got himself committed by finding two guys in a boat, found him in the channel looking for his sister. He said his sister drowned, which wasn't true. He didn't have a sister, but he said his sister drowned, and they committed him. And
he was looking for her body because she was down in the beautiful waters.
Yeah. And
it was weird.
He said the first night he didn't sleep, and he called it an atmosphere of wild beasts confined in a menengra, which is a collection of wild beasts kept in captivity for exhibition. Exhibition.
Do you know Tripod didn't do this much studying in
high school? Like I'm like literally sitting here looking at the notes, like, bro,
he didn't study for
he's
tests
just straight
in school,
killing this,
and he's
thing
coming
right
here
now.
with more notes than all of high school combined.
Probably
just throwing it around, man, just heavyweighting it.
No, I know they talked about how it was they sterilized, and they were proud of that, like they did in Germany.
And they were doing experiments
Heinous.
on the inmates or
Frontal
the patients.
lobotomies. So they did a lot of frontal lobotomies, which is surgical procedure in which the nerve pathways in a lobe or lobes of the brain are severed from those in other areas. So brain surgery.
You did a lot of research. So they were taking out chunks of their brain to experiment.
Or cutting lobes and
So it was believed back like mental health issues were, in the front of your brain. That's what caused you to go, quote unquote, crazy. So what they were doing is the lobotomies, they were taking that section of the brain out, and that would make them uncrazy.
That's what they thought. That's where the electrical shock therapy came in also.
Yeah.
Which is small electrodes, currents pass through brain intentionally triggering a seizure.
And I read somewhere where was it 75% of the 75? What was it? 84% died.
84%, died or was sick or just went absolutely crazy. Because the problem with the electrical shock, it changes the brain's chemistry.
Well, yeah, because
that's what they were trying to do. Change
reroute
the brain.
all the.
Yeah, so they were trying to reroute a person's brain chemistry to.
So if you go onto it, if you go onto YouTube and you type up I think I typed in Stockton Insane Asylum, and this old nurse pops up and she tells her story.
She drops dimes on that
and
place.
She's like, I worked there for 4 years or whatever, and we would basically turn the current whatever up. Okay, we get up to this point, he dies. Okay, next one, we know we don't have to go that far. We'll just back it down a little bit. And then she would talk about most of the people would just die, and then they would bury them or cremate them. They
just buried them in the mass graves originally.
Yeah,
it wasn't until later that they started cremating them.
But they didn't. Oh, that's true.
Because that was when they found them, when they started digging the pond out.
Yeah,
that's when they found all those bones, and we're like, hey, what was going on? They were like, oh yeah, whenever Joe died, we just waited till there was a bunch of them. We dug a big hole and we just dumped them in there. And there was
thousands of them.
Oh yeah, there was no they didn't even get a pauper's grave.
No,
they just dug a hole and dumped them in there.
Yeah,
and they were talking about how some of them their families wouldn't even be notified if Uncle Ralph died, and then nobody would call him and let him know that Uncle Ralph died, or maybe they gave him an experiment, you know?
There's a lot of the bodies got transferred to a mass grave, and they're still there at Stockton Rural Cemetery, they said.
Yeah, there's some there, and then there's some in a couple different spots that they buried them on the property, and they found the one when CSUS took it over.
Yeah.
They went to dig that nice like pond,
Yeah.
like the Turlock campus. Well, that's when they started just finding all these bones.
That's what they
and was
said.
like,
The
hey,
company, I read a story about how the company, started digging, and they were digging a 5-foot trench, and all of a sudden started coming across bones, and they stopped, and they called the state, and they're like, what do you want to do here? Because even the guy that ran that whole project and owned the company was like, I think this should be a park, and it should be, with a memorial on it and everything. So I don't know if I never found out if they ever did that.
Does the school still own it today?
They own some of the buildings, so
I think.
CSUS owns some of it. Some of it is still owned by the state because there's like a school on there, and then there's Valley Mountain Regional Center. VMRC is on their property also, and Groupie Development Company. They just remodeled one of those buildings.
I think
they're
that's
using
the company that found the bones.
Yeah.
If you go there today, it's still open to the public.
You can drive through there. The buildings are closed and locked.
But you can look through the windows.
Yeah.
And there's one thing about Stockton, which
it's creepy enough.
Mark brought this to my attention. There's homeless people everywhere. No matter where you are.
Everywhere.
But you know what's funny and ironic is the homeless people stay off this campus. They don't even go near the campus.
There's that in the hospital.
You drive through there and you're like, wow, this is weird. Like you don't see many people on there. And if it is, it's just people like walking a dog, but there's no one driving cars through there. There's no one using it as like a thoroughfare. There's no bums. Like it is just like,
they're all just creeped out, huh?
Oh yeah, dude. And you go out there at night, there's foxes that live out there in like some of the holes. And dude, you go out there at night, man, it is weird. I mean, we won't name names, for whatever, but I was telling my parents about it one time, and they had a classmate who went there, and I don't know if they were in high school still or they just got out of high school, but they got committed, and they went there.
Oh, wow.
And we'll talk names at break, but she was there for a temporary time and then hung herself in one of the oak trees.
Oh, wow.
So now it's like you drive through there and you're like, looking at these oak trees, like, is this? Because I know the family.
Yeah, is this the oak tree she hung herself in?
Yeah,
is that the oak tree? Or is this the oak tree? Yeah.
There's just so much weirdness about that place. There's still ashes down in the crematorium. Like there's still ashes like in the trays. There's like urns still sitting on like a shelf. No names.
Yeah.
Some just have like a
state
name.
Just left, closed it down and left.
It's crazy.
Well, that's how the state works, right? I mean, they close it down and nobody's going to care because nobody's getting paid anymore. So,
and it's pretty bad when, they, there was a rock and there's a rock on the pond and I sent it to you.
I got it right here. And it says, in honor and memory of those who died and were buried anonymously on the grounds of this institution that stood on this site between 1852 and 1996, let no person ever again be removed from the community by reason of disability.
I mean, that hits you in the feels, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just.
But they were being tortured.
Oh, 100%.
Oh, yeah.
And back in the day, from what I understand, talking to some of the older generation, they say if somebody had a family member that was kind of goofy or silly or something wrong with them, they would automatically just put them in the insane asylum.
Yeah.
And then they weren't like forgotten about, but you would go visit them here and there. But what happened in there, could easily say like, he's just crazy. He doesn't know what he's talking about type of thing, or easily just forgotten in there. And meanwhile, they're doing hydrotherapy or whatever. Which one was hydrotherapy again?
It's pretty much just water. It's water therapy. So they would spray them with different waters to either, if they were hyper, they would spray them down with warm water or soak them in warm water. And then if they were
for days, though,
lethargic, they would get they just said stimulating spray, which I don't know what cold water, was there some
Bleach? Yeah.
Yeah, was there probably stuff in the water, but
arsenic.
When I was looking up these things, there's some pictures that came by of actually, you looked like Stockton or whatever, or could have been another place, but yeah, guy standing there, no shirt on, just short shorts, and like two guys standing there, and they're just hosing them down. It's not a garden hose; looks like a 1-inch hose,
like a fire hose.
Yeah, and they're just.
Well, that one, I guess it would be hydrotherapy is the picture I saw, but it was like early 1900s, and there's like a row of bathtubs and women's heads sticking out of the top of they put like this canvas over top of the bathtub so they couldn't get out.
Yeah.
And they would leave them in there. What I saw was for days.
I believe it. Yeah. I mean,
keeping the water at I think they said in between 92 to 97 degrees temperature.
That's pretty hot, dude.
Well, yeah.
But could you imagine being stuck in a bathtub for 2 days, 3 days at a time?
Just all wrinkled up and,
They had water. They had like circulation, a drain, and then they had 2 pipes going in where they kept the water at a certain temperature.
Probably not filtered.
God, who knows back then?
And the problem is they're bathrooming in that tub.
Yeah. Oh, so I didn't even think about that.
So they're getting fed. You'd think they're getting fed, or
you would think, but I mean, you also wouldn't think that they'd be like purposely electrocuting people.
Yeah. I mean, I think the most part, don't you think they're kind of trying to keep them alive? I mean, they're testing on them, but I don't know. I mean,
they have to test to see how long they live. So, okay, we know not to do this anymore, so let's back it off.
But like that one nurse on YouTube, she like kind of starts touching, she starts kind of hitting the nerve of like, oh well, yeah, Tim was a jerk, and well, Tim just happened to be that guy where it's like, oh, level 9 was too much current. Yeah. Oh well.
Whoopsie.
Yeah, and some of my other research about things I seen that was like things that happened at they talk about that Preston Castle.
That's just crazy, dude.
So many inmates or wards of the state still got buried because of accidents. So
that one lady, she talked about in there also that, didn't she say something about for punishment, we would handcuff somebody to the steamer or something like that?
Yeah, I think she started talking about like there was this one guy, because these old buildings were all steam heated.
Yeah.
And she talked about like, that one guy who mouthed off a little too much, he just got handcuffed or tied to the steam pipe.
Yeah. Like just left.
Pretty sure that is illegal.
Well, I mean, if they're doing things like electric shock therapy and killing people, I'm pretty sure they're not really worried about it. You gotta trouble someone, and they probably know right away. Okay, he's got to go. He's riling up everybody else, so we got to get him out of here.
But, I mean, could you imagine if that happened today?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I mean they don't be locked up for high crimes. Yeah.
Another way they said that they things that they used as treatment was leather mitts, straight jackets, muffs, wristlets, restraints from the violent patients. Let's see some of the other ones. Medical treatments. Oh, they would use alcohol and some drugs and pills and stuff like that to keep them just medicated and like in the sense of just like
hibernation status.
Yeah.
Well, they said that they got so many people, it was so highly populated that in order to keep them all like accounted for, they would just keep them popped with pills. Yeah. So that way they would just be like a vegetable sitting there. Well, and then they didn't have to worry
drooling on themselves.
At one place I read, and I don't know, if this is true at all, but there's still 45,000 people housed in insane asylums today.
Really?
That's only a tenth, they said, of what was in Stockton.
Well, and dealing with Stockton has a lot of, the mentally ill people out there and stuff. And they say that they believe that once they closed, so some of the people that went to that insane asylum back in the 1800s and early 1900s were from there, but a lot of them were from out of towners that were brought in because it was the states only.
Yeah.
Well, then of course, they maybe got released to the public, or when it got shut down, they got released. Well, then they started having kids. And so some of this mental health stuff is hereditary and it's genetic and all that stuff. So now they're dealing with, second and third generation of patients that were brought to Stockton that weren't even from Stockton.
Yeah.
And now their kids are, roaming the streets.
Yeah. To go back with earlier about that pond and stuff like that, the construction crews found 30 graves, charred bones in 3 rows, 40 foot long and 15 foot wide, they said, is what they found.
40 foot long and 15 feet wide, dude.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people.
Yeah.
I saw this other thing also. They were talking about sometimes the women and the men would, commingle a little bit. And
do what mommies and daddies do, or
I think that I thought I saw something about they were
like little crazy babies.
Well, they were doing female surgeries to make it to where they couldn't do that anymore.
Okay, yeah, the sterilization.
And then I think they got into just practicing female surgeries, like removing all of the women's parts and stuff like that.
Wow.
Yeah. Could you imagine that? Or imagine if you were somebody that's committed to the insane asylum, you're a man and a woman, and you have a baby in there. Then what do they do with the baby?
Oh, I guarantee you just got put to the, put in foster care and.
Nah, I probably just went.
You think they would just abort it?
Probably. I probably guarantee you I guarantee you they probably got women pregnant to see what they could do. If they were doing things like sterilization.
You might not be wrong, dude.
I doubt it. Because I know in Germany they did it. Germany, they took pregnant women. If you had the wrong, I think sometimes if they had girls, they would take the women and play abortion and try different things. And so I guarantee you they were doing it in Stockton.
Well, they weren't hiding the fact that they were torturing people. So who knows? Sky's the limit, sounds like, for those guys.
Yeah, Jeez. It sounds like morals were pretty low.
Could you imagine, though, you become a nurse there and you find out this shit's going on and you're like, oh, man, I got to, do this shit? No way, I'm out of here.
And then how did they get out, Was it one of these, like a mob? You ain't getting out alive,
Blood in, blood out.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, so if you get a chance, creep up there one day because it's kind of an eerie situation.
It's weird, bro.
Yeah.
Weird. And you can attest to it because you've driven through that. I mean, you drive all the cities around and it's a bustling, large metropolis. You drive through there and tell me I'm not wrong. Does it not feel like 1950s Mayberry?
Oh, 100%.
It is like time stopped.
Yeah, there's no fences and there's these random, really nice kept up houses. Everything's the lawn's taken care of.
Big, huge oak trees.
There's bushes that are.
Yeah, the oak tree's been around since 18 something, right?
True. But yeah, everything's there was a city of Stockton workers in there, mowing the lawn and taking care of the bushes. So everything's
pristine.
Almost like people are still living in these houses.
Oh, wow.
Because there's real houses there.
Yeah.
And those were for the president or the.
They still have the president or whoever the main dude there. They had their 8-room mansion that was built in 1902 or some super old long time ago.
Yeah, it's all still standing. There's drapes on the windows and. Almost like there's fresh cup of coffee in the kitchen type of thing.
But yeah, you drive through there, bro. It's just like time stood still.
What was that off of California Street or?
You can take Magnolia. There's a Magnolia's a light in, or you can come in off of Harding.
Oh.
So you come at California Magnolia, or you come in off at Palm and Harding. And but yeah, you drive through there, man. It's like, where am I?
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes it feel like you're not even in Stockton.
Yeah. No, I bet. It's probably creepy. Have you ever heard, Scooter, of the Preston Castle?
I have not.
Or it's in Ione. It's on the north side of Ione. The only reason I know about it is because I had to, when I drove truck before I retired from, kidney problems, I had to bring a boom lift, 135-foot boom lift to the prison. It's been shut down since 2012, but I got there at like 5, 6 o'clock in the night. Couldn't find out nobody would answer their phones, couldn't find out where I was supposed to drop it off. So I'm walking around here. It's an actual they call it a boys' school of industry. They were supposedly rehabbing boys, but they never did. One guy said he went there and he got out and he said he had no more skills in when he went in. But it's the same thing, super creepy. They got an old, huge, like 4 or 5 story castle that they used to stay in until they transferred over. Like in the 90s, they built a whole new jail next to it. But yeah, I mean, razor wire fences, gates. Nobody's around.
So they were like locking people in here.
Oh yeah. It was called a boys' school of industry. It took boys under 18. It was and then they actually changed it to the Preston Boys Facility. And so
Stockton didn't have fences though.
No, this one didn't have a fence.
Yeah, no, this is like a prison for boys. And they had an infirmary. I mean, they had everything. And it was way up on top of a hill. You drive way up out of town, up the hill, and you can see back over it. You can see the new prison, men's prison down there.
Yeah, because they got that, was that Mule Creek or something?
Yeah, it's right up the hill, right around the corner from that. And
where's Zion?
It's
up 88.
northeast of here.
Yeah, you go up 88, and pretty much right before Jackson, there's a highway that takes you.
Okay.
Go north.
Kind of like between Jackson and Sonora-ish.
No, this side of Jackson.
Oh, is it that side?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's before Jackson. You're going up 88. You're almost to Jackson.
Gotcha.
Probably about 3/4 of the way to Jackson. You just turn left and takes you out there.
I gotcha.
But yeah, I was out there and it was getting dark, and then it got dark on me, and the castle's looming over you, and there's nobody around for miles. Not a house nobody could hear me scream. Not a single person. You can hear rustling in the bushes because one side of the road the prison's on, the other side of this single lane road there's nothing but trees, and
that's when you just hit overdrive and just.
Were you scared?
I didn't like Scooter here, just the back of my
just
neck
gets that weird feeling.
Yeah,
bro.
you get kind of creeped out, and you're looking behind you all the time. You're like, is somebody all kind of going to grab me by the shoulder, and
your heart's just pumping a little bit.
Yeah,
and you're just like, something ain't right here.
Yeah. So I walked around, and finally it was starting to get real dark. And I finally said, screw it. I loaded the thing, put it in a parking lot, and left. I said, screw it. They'll find it. I don't care.
So you didn't go.
I couldn't get. I tried to get into a couple things, but I mean the gate's locked up tight, and so. But I
didn't even know that existed up there.
Yeah, and they actually do tours. I would love to do one time. Yeah, they do take you all tours of the castle. One guy, I watched a video about it. He showed a bunch of pictures of the different levels, and like they had an electrode machine in their infirmary. So I bet you they're doing some of the same things they were doing in Stockton.
That's just crazy.
They had what's called a plunge bath. It wasn't a pool. It looked like a pool, but it was called a plunge bath. So I'm guessing there was a little bit of that hydrotherapy going on there. These boys are trying to refine them, and
oh boy,
it opened July 1st of 1894 and closed in 2012.
Wow.
Yeah.
2012?
Yeah, 2012.
We could have gone there.
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, we could have.
So if you were over the age of 16, you could be put in solitary confinement for up to a year.
What?
Solitary confinement for up to a year?
Up to a year.
That's illegal. That's got to be illegal.
Yeah.
I was say that's illegal now for adults for more than like 30 days.
Yeah, and so anybody under 16, they said they could do it for up to 21 days, but they would get around it because this guy that he said he was there, he's spent a stint there as a boy, said they'd get around that. They'd pull him out after breakfast and put him back in after lunch, and it would reset the time. And they could put him in for another 21 days.
That's straight up evil.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And people wonder why there's people out there who want to kill people right there.
Yeah.
You get put in solitary confinement for any period of time.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
That's like that one thing we were talking about, the hot boxes that they used to use.
Yeah.
Those hot boxes where they would put people in.
I guess it's the oldest and most well-known reform school in the U.S. That's what they say. So
do not want to be.
Oh yeah, they called it barbaric, cruel human treatment. Sexual abuse happened there. People died. Accident happened. The head groundskeeper was murdered, found in a storeroom, wrapped in a rug, beaten beyond recognition with a rope around her neck. They didn't know who did it. All the suspects were the inmates, the guards.
Yeah, you got
everybody.
2,000 people.
Yeah.
Can't
And that
trust
was
anybody.
and that was before like surveillance cameras.
Yeah, now they say it's haunted because of all the deaths, the random deaths
Oh, hell
of
yeah.
inmates and all that.
Oh, I
And so-
guarantee you.
Let's get a tour at night.
yeah. They were sued in 2001 for the death of 2 teens.
Can I take my gun?
I want to. Well, ghosts can't hurt you.
Stay strapped or get clapped, my friend.
Oh, shit.
George Washington said it best.
I don't think George Washington said that, but
Probably. We've all seen the meme.
Most likely.
It's gorgeous.
So yeah, it's a cool place. It's way up on a hill, but it is creepy as all get out. Like you said when you went potty, I couldn't imagine going in there by myself. And
Potty. Bro.
I was gonna say the same thing.
Potty.
what did I show my age? or
Is
what?
your tummy upset?
Yeah.
Is your tum-tum?
Yeah.
No, I think you showed that you're a parent.
Oh yeah, God.
That's probably what you
Yeah,
just said.
yes, I have a young
Having to
child.
go potty.
I sat down to pee.
And
CPAC.
I couldn't imagine the creepiness of walking around in there. And the guy that I watched the video on it, and he said even he was down in the basement, and there were people walking on the floor above him. He said it was just even that, knowing those are people and real people, and the group he was in, he was able to kind of make this YouTube video. But he said it's super creepy just hearing them clap on that floor. On their shoes.
Did he sneak around like Grandpa Joe and Charlie at the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
A little bit, yeah. He kind of got a little ability to him and a cameraman to, kind of walk around by themselves, not in a big group, and see the tour.
We can do that with that recorder that I just showed you.
Yeah.
Put that thing in my pocket, a couple microphones.
Oh, he was walking around fully cameraed, and he had a little mic, and they just let him walk around. And
Really?
yeah. So you could just take that and hang it on your belt, and we could all walk around with.
So you don't have to be sneaky.
And
No.
we could maybe do a Huell Hauser.
Yeah.
That's
love
amazing.
that. They would love that because the castle got in disrepair. And then the society, they got a society together of Preston School of Industry, and now they're rebuilding it, and they're they own it. It's a kind of like it's a historical site. I think it's a U.S. historical site, like number 857 or something. I think I read.
That's amazing.
It never gets old,
It
bro.
never does.
No,
That's amazing.
Fuel's awesome.
Thank you for visiting with us.
But yeah, it'd be awesome.
I miss that guy, bro.
Oh yeah, I bet you he would do a good job at that school too.
Oh yeah.
Oh, dude. Absolutely.
I really wanted him to come to Ammon Blossom one year. I think that would have been good.
Oh yeah, he would have loved that.
He did go to the pear fair.
Pear Fair.
I believe he went to the pear fair, and what is that? Victorville or Locke or one of those cities.
Well, he
It's
went to
down
Lodi
there.
too, didn't he? For the
Grape Festival?
Grape Fest.
Yeah, I think so.
I think I almost remember. So
Yeah. So should I go up there just for shits and gigs?
well, I mean, it's all fenced off, but I mean, you can. There's a creepy, eerie one-lane road that you could drive down and
Take a look at it.
Yeah, you drive down, you see the castle, and then you see buildings, and then you drive over the top of the hill, and you see more buildings. Like this guy talked about, like Section G was way in the back, and now that I've done a little bit of research on it, it'd be cool to go back up there. Go with you or whatever. Because he said that's where all the real bad people got put, and that's where you got your confinement was way in that back building. They put you way in the back, and forgot about you pretty much. He said, there was asphalt roads. They would make us hike down. He said things like, they had a gym, they had a pool, they had a football field, but they're never allowed to use it unless, like, social activists, he said, showed up. And then they would let them go play football and show guys in the gym, show guys swimming in the pool. The minute those people left, back to your cells.
It was like the photo op thing. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
like
see,
it-
we're not jerks.
Yeah, we're treating these inmates great. 5 seconds after they leave, okay, get your butt back in the cell.
You're in my world now.
Yeah, pool's drained.
Welcome to my house, Kimosabe.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to take a little break. Maybe have a couple wobble pops.
There you go.
Guys,
Cold
need a couple
snack.
Wobble pops. So we will take a little breaky break and hear from some of our sponsors, or maybe we might do Brian's commercial right now. Who knows? But all right, YuSkool, take a break. Out. Hey everyone, we're here today to talk to you about Row Refrigeration. Row Refrigeration is a California licensed contractor specializing in commercial refrigeration. If you have a convenience store or manage a grocery store and you have walk-in coolers where guys reach in to, maybe grab a 6-pack of sodas or something, but then everything goes wrong and it breaks and nobody wants to come back into your store because your sodas are warm, well, Row Refrigeration would be perfect for you. Or maybe you have a business with ice machines or cold storage, even if you're in the ag industry or restaurant business. Row Refrigeration is your one call to fix all. So give John Rowe a call. Grab a pen, grab some paper. His phone number is 209-483-2814. I'm going to say that one more time. 209-483-2814. He's there for all your refrigeration needs. California license number 1056216. All right, ladies and gents, we are back from break. Had a couple wobble pops, or did we?
I have one. I have my water.
What are you drinking now?
Sierra Nevada Pale Ale. Tried and true.
I actually didn't have any wobble pops. I had a thing of water again.
Yeah, water does for you.
Cleanse the palate.
Water.
Say this stuff will, sink battleships and, get you fighting over it.
But they say whiskey's for drinking, water's for fighting.
Yes, sir.
You might have to hold that mic a little bit closer.
Yeah. Let me get
There we go. There we go.
Check. Hey, let me look
Check
on it a little bit.
Checkity, check. And remember, everyone, we are
Hank's Look Around Cafe.
and
The show's gonna be funny.
Welcome back. Welcome back. You could join me today.
all right, gents. So there is one thing that I wanted to show you that I thought was kind of interesting. And have you guys heard of Gorilla Glue Girl?
Yes.
I mean, everybody heard it, right?
Yeah.
The whole nation heard it there for a while.
Yes, I would say so.
And would you ever put Gorilla Glue in your own hair?
No.
Why
not? Especially now knowing like the Gorilla duct tape, the black stuff, that stuff is nasty. I can't imagine what Gorilla Glue is.
This
how
is
bad
the spray can glue.
Yeah.
So this is the, this lady used this like hairspray.
Yeah, I can't imagine how strong that is because I know like the Gorilla Glue tape is ridiculous.
The Gorilla Glue tape is ridiculous. The
Yeah.
Gorilla Glue wood glue is ridiculous.
That's all a great product if you want to make stuff stick together.
Yeah.
I think I almost like it more. I'm going to say this. I think I like it more than duct tape.
Oh yeah, no, I got in my pickup, I got 2 rolls. I got a Gorilla Glue tape and I got duct tape. So if something I want to stick, I'll use one, and if I, want to rip it off eventually, I'll use duct tape.
So it's like your new masking tape.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I mean it's like a strong version of masking tape is what duct tape is now.
Right.
If it gets hot, it'll just kind of peel away or
Melt away. Get
Yeah,
that gooey, weird.
Oh yeah.
WD-40, I guess, or brake fluid does a good job of taking that off.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Makes
Not
sense.
Gorilla Glue.
No, the duct tape.
Duct tape
tight-
slime?
Yeah, duct tape slime, yeah. Duct tape, WD-40, or, brake fluid.
All right, so we're gonna watch Gorilla Glue Girl. All right.
Hey y'all, for those of y'all that know me know, my hair has been like this for about a month now. It's not by choice. No, it's not by choice. When I do my hair, I like to, finish it off with the little Got to Be Glue spray.
Got to be
just
glue.
to keep it in place. Well, I didn't have any more Got to Be Glue spray, so I used this.
Gorilla
Glue spray.
Spray adhesive.
How is that not by choice?
Bad idea.
That okay? I'm just like she said, bad idea. It is like they make commercials where they talk about sticking. What is it like
towing big rigs behind it? And
Yes.
you thought this was a good idea to like put it in your hair?
Yeah, I mean, if you go on YouTube, you can. There's a guy that does all that, tests all those, like gets like 8 different tapes or 10 different tape rolls and tapes them to things and pulls them apart. Duct tape, he said, would go to like 70 pounds before it ripped. He just pulled it straight apart with a machine that rips it. And Gorilla tape, duct tape, went to 140 pounds.
Oh,
yeah, wow! Before it ripped apart, and it didn't technically. And it ripped like one side finally popped, because if it wouldn't have popped that little corner, he might have stressed one more than the other. But he's like, yeah, probably could have easily gone to like 160 maybe. So I mean, yeah, this stuff's just horribly ridiculous strong.
All right, let's keep watching this thing.
Yo, look, my hair, it don't move. You hear what I'm telling you? It don't move.
I love the hand
I've
clap.
washed my hair
Don't move.
15 times, and it don't move. Stiff wear. Woo! My hair. So I'm gonna tell y'all like this: if you ever run out of Got to Be Glue spray, don't ever use this. Unless you want your hair to be like that.
And you can hear the ball.
Yeah,
like spray paint.
Yeah.
What
at what point were you smoking a big old doobie? Thought that was a
what
good
I don't
idea.
understand is like, okay, like I see her hair's matted down, but like, why not just let that section of hair grow out and then you just cut underneath it?
I think it's not gonna grow. I think it's stuck to her head.
Well, because of this, she went to the hospital.
As y'all can see, I'm sorry. As y'all can see, the cotton kind of got stuck, but we're gonna try to use this like they said. And I'm gonna try to, for it to not burn so much. That's why we got the water soaking. So after I wipe it with these, I'm about to wipe it.
But it's burning her scalp.
You just gonna have to shave it or wax it or something.
Oh man, that looks painful.
Is that?
What they say, like, stupidity can be very painful at times or something like that.
If you're gonna be dumb, you got to be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
they also say that stupid people don't know they're stupid.
Stupid is as stupid does. Well, anyways, it keeps going.
This is after. This is what the hospital told her to do then, or
This is some ointment I believe that the hospital gave her to use in her hair.
okay,
But the problem is it's reacting with the Gorilla Glue
to make it hot.
and it's burning her scalp.
I just wonder, could you shave? Like use a razor and try to shave it off?
that's what I'm saying. Like, why not just cut it?
Yeah. Or just shave it like a guy would shave his head bald. Just scratch it off with a razor.
She said that was day 15 of she said that was day 15 of the hair being like that. So, I guess she could have waited a couple more weeks and let it grow out a little bit.
That's what I'm saying. It's
shave
just
it.
like let it grow out and then just
Cut under
the
it.
good hair and you cut under it.
Yeah.
Well, I think once they messed up and went to the whatever the hospital gave them,
yeah.
I think they screwed it up and it was now burning her scalp. So I heard that like what is it called? What's a skin doctor? Dermatologist or something?
Dermatologist.
Went in and for free removed all of her hair. And I guess she's back to good now today.
So she's going to have a weave.
Maybe. I don't know.
We call those tumbleweaves in Stockton. Not tumbleweeds, tumbleweaves.
I seen somebody posted on Facebook a couple days ago that somebody lost their weave in Escalon. It was laying on the middle of the road.
Really?
I've seen them on roofs. I see them in streets. I've seen them in street gutters.
Never be surprised on the streets of Stockton, I guess.
Yeah. No, everything happens.
Everything starts or ends in Stockton.
Yeah.
So what did you guys do for Valentine's Day?
Valentine's Day was yesterday, right?
Yes.
So quickly we forget.
Well, I'm just trying to
Romeo himself.
Hey, just shooting Cupid's arrows.
Yeah.
Like all of us, I tried to get some action. Got denied.
You wait for Valentine's Day for that? I mean, come on, bro.
Yeah.
That's an everyday adventure.
Valentine's Day and when I renew my license, right?
Not for your birthday?
Well, that's when
I
you
renew
get
my license.
Gotcha.
right over his head on that
See,
one.
No,
I told you
tried
guys I wasn't very smart.
No, I try all the time. I tried before I got here. I told I told my
So
wife,
did I.
I told my wife, Ashley might be there, So
might-
I said, hey, you gonna let me go out of the house with a loaded pistol? And she said, of course I am. If you do anything, you're stupid. And
It's a hot one in the pipe, hun.
Yeah, and then I asked
It's a
her for
hot one.
Round in the chamber.
Yeah, and then I asked for $20.
I got a 1911 in my pants, honey, and it don't got no safety on it.
So no, my sister was in town all weekend, so we had a luncheon with her and my grandmother and my aunt over at my parents' house. Just got together as family and
Nice.
hung out. So I don't do homework. I told my wife that one of the first days we met, we went out on Valentine's Day. I made the mistake like a week after I met her was Valentine's Day, and I took her out to a nice fancy dinner. And I said, "This is the only one you'll ever get on Valentine's Day."
Hang on, because I'm thinking I'm hearing this. Are you saying Valentine's Day?
Valentine's.
Tine or times?
Tines.
Okay. Sounded like Valentine's Day.
Valentine's.
It sounds.
Did
like
you hear it?
I wasn't paying attention.
I thought I heard it. I was just trying to clarify.
So it was a week after we first met, and so I took her to dinner, bought her flowers and all that crap, picked her up at her parents' house.
All that crap. I love it.
And I told her,
This is it. This is the last one you're going to get.
I want it done.
She said, that's what I want. I don't ever want to celebrate Valentine's Day again.
she had a couple problems with it, first couple of years. I had to wean her into it.
You're such a Dutchman, bro. You're such a Dutchman.
I mean, just like when we got married, I had to wean her into some, real truths of life.
You also had to wean her into
tripod, yes.
No, I was gonna say like Dutch food, like casseroles. Lots of ketchup on burnt hamburger.
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I had to do a lot of teaching. Spent a lot of. I'm still doing it.
Yeah, I believe it, but I find it hard to believe that she's accepted the fact that she will never have a Valentine's Day with her husband.
Well, I told her one day I'm setting it up so that one day I'm going to go all out, and you're going to be so surprised. It's going to blow your mind.
So, backtrack like 5 years ago or so. My parents took like all the siblings and spouses and stuff for a nice like little 2-week Caribbean cruise. Well, it just so happened to be over our 10-year reunion or anniversary. I was like, hey, hon, I mean, I'm taking you out for like this really nice vacation, and she goes, you ain't doing shit. That was your parents. I'm like, yeah, but I allowed you to go.
I've told her that too. You know what you tell them? You said, if you didn't marry me, then
you wouldn't be sitting on a sailboat right now.
No,
you'd be sitting on a couch.
You tell her, you put your finger in her boob and you say, lookin' woman.
Can I steal this water, please?
Yeah. You say, listen,
I don't think Brian's doing this stuff. I'm going to ask his wife.
Call her.
Uh-oh.
I dare you.
Here comes the triple dog.
Do you want to call her right now?
What time is it?
I don't think
She's
that's a
she's
good
asleep.
idea. Now he backs out.
No, call her tomorrow.
She's asleep. She's asleep.
Call her tomorrow.
No, we were going to call her on the air.
Oh, call her and record it, and you can dub it in at the end.
No, we're good. I believe it. Actually, I don't believe it.
But yeah.
You should see the bruises.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, boy.
Now we're opening Pandora's box. But yeah, she was like, "You ain't done shit. That was your parents." I'm like, yeah, but I allowed you to go.
Yeah.
I
did the same thing. My parents took us around Thanksgiving or something to Hawaii, all the siblings, and my son David was too young, so we left him with my in-laws, and, I did the same thing. Oh, I'll let you go. I gave you this trip to Hawaii. You didn't do shit. Your parents paid for all this, and you know what? If you weren't married to me, I could have left you at home, even if I am married to you. And there's nothing binding in the marriage code that says I got to take you on vacation.
On a family vacation?
Yeah. I could have left you at home.
I don't think that would have gone over very well. I don't think she would have been
Let's
at home.
probably not get your wife and my wife together because I'm pretty sure that, yeah.
I've learned not to be scared of them.
What'd you do yesterday for Valentine's Day?
Got her a card and some candy, which I normally don't do, but I was like, hey, whatever.
You're bored.
Yeah, bored. Every once in a while, you got to throw a little razzle dazzle, in the pot.
Yeah,
didn't do anything,
right?
But I mean, hey, you got an A for effort.
It's worth a shot.
They say like if you got an A for effort, you would have probably got some. Sounds like you got about a C.
Well, for
minus.
effort, not for carrying it out.
Okay.
You got an A for effort and probably
an F. F minus
for follow through.
Yeah.
No, I mean, I've been at the store on Saturday or whatever, like a Saturday or Tuesday when it's Wednesday and, it's like, oh, yeah, that's right, tomorrow. I guess I better go get some flowers from the grocery store. And
I'll get her some flowers here and there, but I'm like, why am I going to go buy you flowers? Because they're just going to die. I mean, granted, it's kind of dumb to go get a card too, but at least if they wanted to, they could hold on to a card, not flowers that die.
I mean, I do that throughout the year.
I do too.
I'll stop by, some store or a guy selling them on the street. Looks like he ripped them out of his grandma's planner. I'll buy some and take them home. Like here's some flowers, babe.
So what they always say, you're always paying for it.
Yeah.
No matter
one way
what.
One way
you're
or the other.
Always paying for it.
Yeah, one way or the other. You pay for it.
100%.
You pay for it in the long run over your life, or you pay for it up front.
Always paying for it.
Yep.
This is true.
I took the old lady and kids to...
Oof, how's she going to feel about when she hears you call her the old lady?
I mean...
The old bag and chain, the old ball, the old
missus.
nag.
The old fun Nazi.
Yeah. The old maid.
I took the Sweater Puppies down to...
Oh, man.
Oh, the Sweater Puppies, dude, that never gets old.
You're going to get beaten in your sleep.
Well, she's never actually listened to one of these podcasts.
Really?
So.
Not even the one, well, that's the one she was on. That's it, right?
Yeah, but she doesn't listen to them.
True.
Like, she won't just, turn it on and listen to it. Now, of course, she's probably going to listen to this one.
This one. And be like, really, Alan?
Well, of course, it's because when we're done, I'm going to go tell her, you better listen to about 3/4 of the way in.
We call that a blue falcon.
Oh, that's why I love the winter season, just So we took her down. We took the Mrs. Thompson.
The old lady or the Sweater Puppies?
We took the Sweater Puppies down to sushi because sushi is one of those special things. You don't really go to sushi all the time.
Yeah.
Just because number one, it's a little bit on the expensive side. Number two,
tastes like crap.
All the kids in the family like it. So yesterday, though, they found a couple things that they really like. So that worked out. But my wife really likes sushi. So since we don't get it all the time, it's kind of a special thing. So I got her a basket for her bicycle and...
So she can put the Sweater Puppies in them?
Yeah, to hold the Sweater Puppies.
She ain't that old yet.
But I did not get her flowers, and she loves flowers, and I should have got her flowers. So
Every woman loves flowers.
next time I get a chance, I'm gonna grab her some flowers. And it's not like there wasn't like 20,000 ladies on the corner of every single country road selling flowers.
Oh, yeah,
I
there
mean,
was one right there at whatever that is, Manly right there.
There was two right across the street from. There was one on one side, one on the other side yesterday.
Oh, competition, bro.
And one was selling roses inside of a glass ball and flowers. And the other one was selling like big, huge framed pictures of Pancho Villa and flowers.
It's threes.
Yeah. I mean,
It's threes.
The best way to do it, I found out, is, and I haven't done it yet, so I can't say that I'm great, but I've always wanted to do it, is buy roses, like to plant or a bush and plant them.
Oh.
And so,
roses is a horrible idea. I got rid of a yard full of them.
You get a little
Those are from
rose
Satan
trees, the
himself.
little short rose bush trees.
Oh, I know. Trust me, I ripped them out.
Are you going to plant it?
Yeah, you plant it.
Oh.
So every year you point at it.
Hey.
Yeah, hey.
Over that $13.99 plant I bought you in 2021?
That's a bad idea.
So you just ripped out some roses?
I ripped all them roses
They
out.
can be a pain. They're aphid full, and they've got to be pruned and
You got to
trimmed.
prune and you got to trim them the right way.
That wasn't like sentimental value for you because your grandma planted those?
No, because you know why? Because I despised those things. Because when my grandpa would make me mow the lawn, those things would
tear you up.
Oh,
yeah.
And it doesn't just like scratch you. It's got like some weird oil in it that burns.
Yeah.
You know what I always say? Every rose has a thorn.
They made a really horrible song about that.
No,
also,
they didn't. That's a good song. I like that.
Bro, we can no longer be friends.
Actually, I probably just nailed that note wise, so you two might be mad.
Fergie? Did Fergie just come on the comms?
No, I mean, you can do that, but you can do it, I mean, either roses or you do, some other plant that, there's like an annual that comes back.
Remember when Tristan, that was before your time, Tristan gave some girl, and I think I remember her name, but I'll leave that out, gave her a bouquet of fireweed.
Oh, man.
In grade school.
Wow.
Like literally went out in the turf, got a bunch of fireweed, and left it on her desk. Tell me you couldn't see Tristan, and I'm pretty sure Derek
helped him.
Timmerman was involved also.
Was there any like flowers in the bouquet?
Oh no, it was just a bouquet of fireweed.
She's probably, this is so beautiful.
Here's some stinging nettles.
Poison
burns
oak.
on your skin for hours.
Here's some poison oak.
Tell me you couldn't see Tristan doing that.
That's pretty funny. How about a bouquet of puncture vines?
Yeah.
There you go. honey.
What are the goat heads?
Goat heads.
yeah.
Oh, those things.
Those are.
Talk about thorn releasing some oils in you. If you step on one of those things when you're barefoot, it like sends something up your leg. And
What's
like,
worse, that or a Lego at 2 a.m. on the way to the bathroom?
I'd rather take a Lego.
I would take a Lego because a Lego doesn't stick in your skin.
I was about to say that.
Yeah, unless you step on it the right way. But yeah, I mean, it'll fall off. Whereas, puncture vine.
Oh, dude.
Puncture vine,
you
you
get
have
that
to
one
pull
like
it.
on the heel too, and it's just like
You put all your weight into it.
there was like a bruise.
Yeah.
And then it's sore for like a few days after.
No, I
Misery.
will nuke puncture vines.
100%.
Yeah.
I dig them out. I do everything. I burn them or I put them in the garbage can. They don't go on the burn pile. They're gone.
It says in the Bible to do that.
Yeah.
That's how bad they are.
Yeah. They're horrible.
Get rid of those seeds.
Yeah.
And there's nothing worse than some ground that's overtaken by puncture vine, and then you're walking out there and you realize, like I have this pair of slippers that I wear, and the bottom of the shoe, the soles are really thin. So even if I walk out on the rocks and walk into them, it'll pop through too.
Oh yeah. No, I mean, it's amazing how many like farmers don't eradicate them. A lot of times, when I worked with you at G&F, driving a field and all of a sudden get out, park the pickup, and you look at your tires and they're just covered
in them.
Yeah, the loader tires, you're driving through the field with the loader tires and they're just covered in them. It's like, You guys not have a chemical
weed sprayer?
Yeah. Do you guys not know how to a little weed spray? And
that's the organic farmers right there.
Yeah. Well, some of them guys looked like they sprayed and then left it. Like, oh, I'm gonna have it, pulled out this year.
Well, once you
Weeds
get
are this tile.
once you get that problem, it's hard to get rid of them.
Yeah. No,
it's pretty tough.
It's like Bermuda grass, bro.
Ugh, that's a whole nother beast. Yeah, you're right. That's
well, there's plenty of grasses we fight out in the orchard all the time that are getting worse. These chemicals are not doing it. Because these weeds are getting
resistant to
getting resistance because so many people have used them for so long,
and you can't get the good stuff no more.
Yeah,
thanks, Obama.
Yeah,
I think that's just our state.
Yeah, that's Newsom and Brown and everybody else.
Yeah, you can't use it here, but you can buy fruit from another country cheaper that uses worse chemicals. But
now you got to lose, like for fumigating, you got to use what's called Talone. $1,000 an acre. It's ridiculous,
Well, anything else we want to talk about before we rock and roll? What do we got? I wanted to talk about this while we were on the subject of sushi.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up.
While we were talking about sushi, one time, I did not know this, but one time me and the old tripod over here, we had a lunch break or snuffleupagus, whatever you want to call them.
Yeah, we were with Matt. It was you, Matt, your wife, and I.
Ooh, I think I've seen that video.
Oh, really? That's who went the first time?
Yeah.
So we did like a...
I think I've only been one time.
That was a lunch date for us four. For some reason, I thought it was just me and you.
No, it was Matt and your wife.
Okay. So, anyways, we go to sushi one day, and afterwards, I think it was afterwards, Brian tells me how much he hates sushi.
So he was just being a team player and going along.
Everybody else wanted to do sushi. His wife wanted to do sushi. Matt wanted to do sushi, and they loved it. And I said, yeah, whatever. I guess I could choke it down with enough salt.
So what did you end up getting?
I forget. I don't know. Your wife ordered it for me.
But see, I didn't know that you didn't like sushi that much, and you never had it before.
You got
since?
like that sissy sushi roll. What is it, like the California
roll?
No,
California roll.
It had rice in it. It was white and green, and
that's like literally. That's like literally all of them.
Yeah.
I don't know. Your wife ordered it. Matt kicked in with something, and I think you kicked in with try this, and Matt was like, try that, and then your wife was like, try that, and we got.
Well, that's why you didn't like it, because they got the worst stuff on the menu.
Now Brian loves himself just a good old greasy cheeseburger, right? Just a good old cheeseburger.
Hey, what's more American than a cheeseburger, man?
Cheeseburger and some fries from like Snow White Drive-In.
Oh yeah, nice and greasy, especially after a good night of drinking.
The day after.
Oh yeah, you go.
That'll take care of a hangover, bro.
Oh yeah, you go. I always did. I started early in the morning. I just sweat it out as much as I could, drink as much water as I could, and at noon, just
eat a crappy burger.
Eat just a slider of grease and
gut cleaner.
Yeah, and it would clean your gut. And by 1:15, you were looking like, okay, where's the liquor store? I could go at it again, man.
No, you're looking like where's the pooper?
Well, by 1:15, you've already done that.
Yeah, we've gone past the pooper.
Yeah, so about 1:15, 1:30 or whatever, you brew that one up. Just like good coffee, you brew it up, and yeah.
Brian used to when we worked together, because we worked together for quite a while, probably 15 years, 14 years. In fact, Brian got me my job originally. Yep. But anyways,
I said, hey, this loser needs a job.
Lives in a van down by the river.
Old dork face.
Oh no, I told him, the guy's coming back
face.
from the Marine Corps, and
he doesn't want to work at Sears store anymore.
Yeah.
Well, before I left for the Marine Corps, I was working for Sonky's parents or Scooter's parents.
Yeah, I got your job sitting at a bar. I got you a job with GNF sitting with the owner at a bar called Old Town.
Yeah, that's right.
One night, I said, you gotta hire him. If you don't, you're stupid.
So before that, I was working for Scooter at Sears, and then once I went to the Marine Corps, then I worked with you at GNF.
Yep.
And good old Brian got me my job. I started the next day,
and he went like this. I went like this, and he went like this on the company ladder.
I don't like to bring that up, but
I mean, I'm not a bragger.
But anyways, Brian at that time, when we were working together daily, we would go all over the place, all over the state, and we'd pull out orchards. Brian was the king of you find a good shithole to eat at, you get their phone number, you call it, or you Google it, you call it in. That way, when you get there, the food's ready. Bam, because we only had a half an hour lunch at that time, so we were trying to make the best of
Sometimes you had to drive 5-10 minutes each way. So you don't have much time.
That way you get there, food's ready, come back, and you're ready to rock. And Brian found this place that we stayed at for 8 weeks in King City. And I never asked Brian any questions where this place was. I never went there. And he brought food almost daily from this place.
Oh, daily, yeah. For
milkshakes.
2-3 months.
French fries.
Hamburgers.
Cheeseburger, whatever.
Yeah, they were a Mexican-American place. They did Mexican taquitos and
corn dogs or something like that.
Quesadillas and burritos and tacos and everything.
So the other day, me and Brian are talking, and he's like, that place, I'm not even sure if that place actually had running water.
Yeah.
Nice. But I bet it was the best food ever.
I don't even think it had a health code inspection sheet. The whole place was probably about the size of this room. Out in the middle of nowhere.
But it was the best food you ever had.
Well, when you're hungry and nothing else is, the next closest food is, 20, 30 minutes to town.
Oh, yeah. It was
so
I mean, it's like taco truck mentality. Like, the more hood it is, the better it's going to be.
Yeah.
It's usually
like, if
better.
you're like, I'm hoping to not die by the time my tacos get made, these are going to be some bomb tacos.
And it was the only building out. It was a room about this size. It was looked like an old barn. Looked like a 80-year-old barn.
And
Shed.
They had a deep fryer.
Yeah, about this big, that they ran electricity from the house that was probably like 300 yards away. They ran electricity with, I think, extension cords.
Oh, yeah.
I think there was a pipe running across the top of the ground for water. And
all the firefighters are like, oh, all these fire code violations.
We swore Brian must have had a girlfriend back there, but I never made it over there. But he would go there every single day and get food, and it was good.
Yeah, we did that. And you accused me of having a girlfriend in a couple of these towns.
Minden, Nevada.
No, Greenfield. My wife brought that up the other day.
Really?
She still thinks I did something with her.
Oh, geez.
The lady from the ice cream shop?
No, Gina. The lady we did work for in Greenfield.
That's right. You stayed. Can we talk about that?
Yeah, she could have listened. You mean I stayed in her horse trailer?
Yeah. So to finish up the job,
we needed one more day.
Brian takes one for the team.
I had to.
And
sure.
No, we all carpooled.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
And so we all carpooled. We had our hotel room, and Brian, being the good sport, we had one more day to finish the job, and that was going to be on a Saturday. So this was Friday, and we were like, we want to go home.
What's his name?
Mylan.
Mylan, the second Alan gets off the phone, he's all, hell no, I'm out.
Yeah.
I got to go home. And Alan's like, I got to drive. So it's like,
Worked out perfect.
You didn't give me a choice. I didn't have a choice. It's just like.
So Brian ends up staying there, and she had how many Weimaraners? Like 4 Weimaraners or 5 Weimaraners?
I think it was 4.
And so this lady farmer down in
Greenfield farms like 400 acres.
And so.
Who's lonely?
She was lonely, and she wasn't bad looking.
No. She was easy-ish on the eyes.
Oh, she's very easy on the eyes.
He went to straight very easy on the eyes.
She reminded me of that song, that Garth Brooks song, where
I was going to say Two Sparrows and a Hurricane by Tanny Tucker.
Thunder Rolls.
Was it? No.
Thunder Rolls about cheating or no?
No, not cheating. It was the one about where the old lady, she hadn't had a young man in a long time.
I can't think of the name
she
of that.
She put on the dress. I think it was called The Dress.
Gave her a new, she came out with a new look in her eye.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That leather face turned into like velvet. I forget. Yeah. Anyways, it was like that.
So, you want me to tell you what happened since I was there?
Okay, you say it.
So,
allegedly.
These guys pieced out, what, about 3?
Yeah.
So these guys peace out about 3. So I keep working. She leaves me alone. She came out and talked to me a couple times. But then we got done for the day, and we go to town and have Mexican food and a couple beers. And we run by the liquor store. And we got a 6-pack. We run back, and she's like, it's only for one night. Do you really, do I really got to go to town and get you a hotel room? I said, oh, whatever. She's like, hey, you just stay with me. It's not a big deal. I was thinking house. So, I was thinking house. She's got a spare bedroom, a couch, a room with a door that locks. I don't know. But then we get back, and she pulls up to this old Quonset hut, and inside is a horse trailer with living quarters. So she goes in and says, okay, I'm going to take a shower. So I gentlemanly stepped outside and while she took a shower.
What in the Marlboro, Kentucky were you at?
Greenfield. So then she takes a shower, which was pretty tempting not to go right in there and try to wash her back. But,
Oh boy.
Oh, jeez.
But I had a girlfriend. She had a boyfriend. So
you kept it PG.
Yeah, and then
So there's no backwashing.
no. So then I go in there, and somehow the light in the bathroom didn't work, so I had to leave the door open when I took a shower.
Conveniently.
Yeah, thought that was pretty convenient.
Oh, there's no light. Oops.
Yeah.
Just in case the Weimaraner wants to drink some toilet water.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was literally a toilet over here, a shower over here, and a little room with a door. You're talking RV.
Yeah.
Horse trailer with living quarters. You're talking about maybe the length of this room, maybe.
I wouldn't even say that big.
Yeah.
So Brian ends up staying with her, and he stayed the night in her horse trailer.
Yeah.
And then the next day after he finished the job, she drove him all the way back to Ripon, which was 4 hours from there? 3.5 hours?
Yeah.
Just grinding them gears.
So,
But not only did he have to go, not only did he have to go work with her and stay the night with her, he had to ride home with her for 3.5 hours.
we were very close by the time we got home.
with all 4 dogs.
So I guess the moral of the story is, do you believe...
According to my wife, no, he does not.
Not you.
No, I'm just saying. According to
Do
my
you
wife,
believe the
my
story?
wife does not believe he believes me.
Do you believe him?
No, I do not believe him.
And everybody
this is a funny story, Brian.
everybody
because
that went with me knows.
I also have a story.
Okay.
That this Jackamaloof here also
It's
doesn't.
not even a word, Jackamaloof. This wing.
Well, I'm trying to not.
Yeah, I got you.
Use bad words right now.
Well, it was pretty bad because to stay on topic, she owns a lot in Escalon. And for the next 5 years, you'd go out there 3 times a year and mow it for her.
He was mowing her lawn.
Yeah.
Keeping those bushes trimmed.
He was
keeping the grass down is what I was doing.
Making sure the field was flat.
Disking her weeds. If you
No,
know
she
what
wouldn't
I
let me
mean.
disc it, just mow it.
Just disking it under.
So
It's funny because I have a story too that I know full well is the truth.
Well, because I don't trust
and
either
this
one of you. Is what it comes
jackass
down to.
right here
Yeah.
does not believe me.
Which
and
story
this
are you
is
talking about?
the window tint story.
Oh,
the window tint story.
Goodness gracious!
So back to my story real quick. The problem is
We're having a story off right now.
No, the problem was
He doesn't want to talk about it.
Tim knew her. I knew her from high school.
Tim Wells.
Yes. God rest his soul. Knew her from high school and knew that she was a pants chaser.
Really?
Yeah, that's what she told you. That's what really got you all.
Pants chaser.
She liked the dick.
Check. Yeah, mics are still working.
This one's hot.
Hot mic.
So that's what really got you guys going. Even Randy was going for a long time. He would give me so much crap every time I rode in the pickup with him. Soja. I even think he asked about did the dog get in while you were at it or what? I mean, he was getting bad sometimes.
Did the dog sleep next to you in the trailer?
No, she slept on the couch and I slept in her bed.
Wow.
Yeah, see, it's hard to believe you. All right, the song that I'm talking about.
Not to mention, I had to borrow a pair of her
underwear.
A pair of her boyfriend's sweats because you left so in a hurry. I never got my bag out of the pickup. I had no clothes.
Oh my!
It puts the lotion on its skin, or it gets the hose again.
And then I pulled out her toenail trimmers and I trimmed my toenails.
I think
so
it's
turned on.
Well, I mean, we've gone over, if a woman takes care of her toes.
Yes.
Well, like they always say, if the bra matches a panty, down.
Okay, so the song that I was thinking about was called "That Summer" by Garth Brooks.
There you go.
I went to work for her that summer, a teenage kid so far from home. She was lonely widow woman, hell-bent to make it on her own. We were 1,000 miles from nowhere, wheat fields as far as I could see, both needing something from each other, not knowing yet what that might be. Till she came to me one evening, hot cup of coffee and a smile, in a dress that I was certain she hadn't worn in quite a while. There was a difference in her laughter, there was a softness in her eyes, and on the air there was a hunger even a boy could recognize. There was Brian Scatman.
In a horse trailer, sitting there washing his balls off with a dish towel.
While a wine rider is staring at him.
Do that like weird head, like that little head tilt.
Staring straight at his butt while he's drying off his front.
No, the dogs were laying down. She was on the couch, I think, watching me.
Oh, so now the half-truths are coming out.
All right, here's the chorus. She had a need to feel the thunder, to chase the lightning from her sky, to watch a storm with all its wonder raging in her lover's eyes. She had to ride the heat of passion.
Looking at Brian's thick white thighs.
Like a comet burning bright, wearing my boyfriend's sweatpants, rushing headlong in the wind out where only dreams have been, burning both ends of the night.
I mean, you're talking about having this weird relationship, whatever you want to call it, whatever, in a horse trailer. Bro, if that ain't the beginning of a country song, I don't know what is, dude.
Didn't she drive like a dually Ford truck or some kind of...
Yeah, it was a Dodge Dually or a Dodge Dually or a Ford Dually.
And $1,000 says it was a stick shift because, well,
if it wasn't,
and you couldn't even,
it was that day,
and you couldn't even see the first, second, third, fourth markings on it anymore. It was just red raw.
All right, here's verse 3. That summer wind was all around me, nothing between us but the night. And when I told her that I'd never, she softly whispered, "That's all right." And then I watched her hands of leather, which she had leather hands, man hands.
Yeah, she did.
Felt
great on my butt.
Turned to velvet in a touch. There's never been another summer when I have ever learned so much. And that's about all we need to read on those lyrics. But that summer was that one night for him. Was there any alcohol being drank that night?
Oh, yeah. No, we had 3 beers at dinner and another 3 beers sitting around shooting the shit after showers.
There was some weird butt stuff that happened, bro.
Oh, no.
Straight up weird butt stuff.
We talked about it. I mean, we were up till, not butt stuff, but we were up late throwing back sexual innuendos for quite a while.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, big time. It got pretty hot and heated for a while. Sexual innuendos.
They had to crack that little, that ceiling vent, that little plastic.
No, it was on automatic. All of a sudden we heard it go zzz.
Once it reached a certain humidity.
Yeah. So I really hope my wife never listens to this.
My balls is hot.
Oh, please pray to God my wife never hears any of this.
Don't forget, if she wipes that needle with bleach a couple times.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
Okay, well,
that was rough.
That was the part about Brian not liking sushi.
Yeah.
That really took a turn.
Yeah.
That took a weird turn. But anyways, the moral of the story is Brian doesn't like sushi.
Oh, man.
But he was a great fast food runner for work for like 15 years.
Well, I was young, I was single, and I didn't want to pack my lunch.
Right, all the way at Minturn, blah blah blah, all over the place. So Waterford, Merced, Madeira, Chowchilla.
Those are all the places you sent me. Usually I was the first one there.
Yeah, and the last one to leave. He stayed in King City for
3 months straight.
I was going to say,
come home on weekends. Get Saturday.
Also sounds miserable.
Yeah. I'd get Saturday.
Also sounds like a country song.
I'd get Saturdays and Sundays off. Or no, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We worked 4 days. We worked 4 12s, right?
In the beginning, I believe we did, but then there was a time where you like put it in overdrive and you worked like 6 days straight.
No, there's a couple times.
That was when he was trying to buy a horse trailer.
No, there's a couple times everybody left me. And so
because you wanted to work.
Well, but I remember like the last week I had to push it up, and I remember Dan and all those guys just like driving off, waving, and I'm like, I am so done with this place. And then Dan filled the trap wagon full, so I had to pull a full trap wagon home over Pachenko Pass. That was brutal.
That was a heck of a drive too.
Yeah, it was fun with you and Aaron, and
we had a good time.
Yeah. I had the same thing when I went to Minden. Me and Aaron had a blast.
Oh, Minden. I said Minturn.
Yeah. No, Minden. Minden, we would freaking work all day. What, 12
hours
14 hours. And then freaking drink till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Me and Aaron would party till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. Get up at 3 and go back at it.
At that time we were doing, you start at 3 a.m., you go to 3 p.m., then the 3 p.m. guys go from 3 p.m., right?
Yes. Yeah, you guys did 2 shifts. Every time I was ever there with Aaron, we only did one. Yeah, and so it was nice because you'd work and you'd be done. You'd go hang out and, work was done. You just left it sitting there. Oh, yeah. I remember a couple nights.
Did you go in the winter or in the summertime?
I did both.
Because the winter would get like balls cold.
Oh, yeah.
It would get down to like 25 degrees or something like that. We would always do it the weekend of Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And then we would do the summertime in June, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah,
June
when
or
he was
July.
slow. June or July, probably May or June because he was slow.
Yeah.
Before Peaches and all that started. And
right.
Oh, yeah, I know. I was in there one time with this two-wheel drive, a little pickup I used to drive. And Randy called me and said, hey, you guys got to get out of there as fast as you can. There's a storm coming, and you got to get over the pass.
Oh,
and
that's right.
I was literally practically blizzarding as we hightailed across 88. We barely made it out. So,
I do remember that.
But I went in the summer a lot. I only went winter once. I went to summer a lot. It was a lot of fun. Minden's a great place.
They would make, Mark, you probably don't, Brian knows about this, but they would make compost. But they wouldn't just make compost. They would bring in all the wood and green waste from the surrounding cities, but they needed a manure. So the manure that they used to make this compost was human manure.
And dead animals.
And so the compost stunk so bad. So if the wind blew just straight south, because normally it would blow towards the east a little bit.
Yeah.
But if the wind blew to the south towards town, the whole town would get this waft of dead, poopy wind.
Dead animals, poop, and just,
it was disgusting.
Yeah. You definitely shut all your windows. And
we stunk so bad when we were working there. We'd work there for like 12 hours, 14 hours, go back to the casino because we stayed at a casino there, Carson Valley Inn.
Great place.
And we
solid 3 stars.
Bad. Oh, no. Carson Valley Inn, you ever stayed there?
Nope.
Oh, dude.
Nice.
I recommend you going.
I love going there. I still to this day, every now and then, if I drive through that area, I'll stay.
It's a nice place.
Yeah.
It's just past Tahoe, just over the hill into Minden.
Yeah.
And it's got a nice little casino, nice restaurant.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're still open.
Oh, yeah. I went for a drive back in November. I took the wife and the son and went up Highway 4, just like, let's go for a drive. Well, we ended up on top. My drives go a little crazy sometimes. And I'm like, you just drop over the hill right here and you'll be, let's keep going. So we came down the backside and I met 4 and 89 on the backside. And then I told the wife, Carson Valley Inn, it's kind of getting late, Carson Valley Inn. And, Minden isn't that far. So we went and stayed in Minden.
Nice. Did you gamble?
No, the casino's closed. So you could the restaurants, casino, everything was closed.
This during COVID?
Yeah, back last, I want to say November-ish or so.
Okay.
And so all you could do is stay in the rooms. So we didn't have any clothes, anything. So we went to the Walmart. Another country song here started. Went to the Walmart, bought some night clothes to sleep in, and just ordered, like DoorDash food to the hotel room.
You don't sleep naked?
Not with my kid around.
Oh, he goes to bed.
What kind of freaky weirdo are you?
He goes to bed early, bro.
Whoever cut the front out of my whitey tighties, not cool. Not cool.
So, but the room we stayed in was like a 2-room little suite. They didn't charge me dirt for it.
Probably because it's during COVID.
Yeah, nobody was there. But the other one nice time I stayed there was when I stayed. I came in and you left, so I took over your room.
Oh,
and
I had the suite.
Yeah, you had that suite. Man, I was king pimping in that suite. Man, that thing was nice. Big old room, big windows. You could see all the mountains. It was really, really beautiful.
You know what the worst was when Aaron got that smoking room. Oh my goodness! Him and Dan shared the smoking room.
Shared a room too. Yes. Trying to save money. Was that when
they were trying to save money?
Per diem was just flopped out for room and all.
Yeah. And so they decided they're going to share a room, and
I had to do that one time with Dan. I would never do that again.
I think he listens to this.
I mean, I love you, Dan, but you got up at like 3 a.m. and we didn't have to be anywhere till like 6.
Had a cup of coffee, 10 cigarettes.
Well, and he's watching the news. I'm turn the light on, and I'm like, I need sleep.
But yeah, we got the smoking room. It was a Super Bowl weekend. And that was a heck of a time. We had a blast that weekend. But
yeah, no, I wish I would have gone with you the first couple times, because you went with Aaron the first couple times.
Yeah.
And I was later when all of you was like King City, when you all got bored of it all. I got shoved into it.
If I ever go back, the first thing I'm going to order is a Red Bull vodka. Just because there's a lot of late evenings.
Yeah.
Where we should have been sleeping at that time.
Oh, yeah.
We got to wake up super early.
No, like I said, me and Aaron used to work, get up at 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, and you'd work your 12-hour shift or whatever, and you'd go back and you'd shower, you change.
Have some cold snacks.
Yeah.
Some Wobble Pops.
Some Wobble Pops. You get dinner, and then you hit the bar downtown. You'd walk to the downtown bar, and you hit up a couple of the,
Smoke a couple darts.
Yeah, and just run around, and till sometimes 1, 2, I think a couple
Find
of those
that
mornings.
girl with that Dodge 3500 Cummins with that 5-speed.
Stick shift.
Just jamming gears.
4 Weimaraners hanging out.
I got a story, but I don't want to tell it because, the gentleman is no longer here that can,
I got you.
But we had a lot of fun. Sometimes till 2:30 in the morning. Yeah, we're getting up at 3, 4. Sometimes we only got a half hour, Me and Aaron would stumble back in the hotel, stumble down the long hall. I see you 45 minutes.
I do have a story too that I'm not going to share, but let's just say that it was close to a venue where there was ladies of how do you say
ladies of the night
of the night?
Yes,
and
ladies of the night or ladies of
the evening,
the vertical pole.
No, ladies of the night.
Ladies of the night.
Ladies of discretion.
And it was they were displaying their wares for.
Oh, I remember this.
For monetization.
Yes, they were making a profit.
Was there the smell of low self-esteem and daddy issues in the air?
It was at a establishment where there was
a den of sin.
Let's just say they were raising rabbits.
I would call it a den of sin, a den of evil sin.
Yes, yeah. I think I'm not sure what the name of that highway was east of where we were, but it was a rabbit farm.
Probably 50.
So let's just end this.
The young rabbits, right?
It was the baby rabbits.
And how much fun did you have?
Oh, you know what? I was just there for. I
They
really
were
just.
very expensive.
I just
little
went there
rabbits.
for. I just went there for a beer.
No, I remember the story that you guys went there and
I got a T-shirt.
yeah, you enjoyed a beer. You guys never been there. You wanted to be. No, I did the same thing in.
And the owner was there.
Really?
Yeah.
I love
Motley
me some
Crue.
rabbits.
Motley Crue was coming in that evening. I did not partake in the ranch.
No,
You didn't take
farming.
you didn't take the rabbit for a walk.
No, I didn't. None of us did really.
I
We did have a beer though. That was fun.
Yeah, I went to that town in the middle of 80 on, if I can think about it here in a minute,
Virginia City,
Winnemucca.
Winnemucca.
I used to go out trucking to Winnemucca a lot. And one time I'm like, you know what? I've never been to one. I'm going to go have a drink, see what they're all about. Well, I'm never going back.
Well, I
saw
heard,
things I couldn't unsee, and
I heard if you sit in the barber's chair long enough, you're gonna get a haircut, right?
Yeah.
But I didn't sit in there long enough to get a haircut.
I sat in there and got.
You sat in there just long enough, like at George's barbershop. You sat there just long enough to read the magazine, but not quite got time to get in the chair.
Well, the problem is I was.
the Tootsie Pop.
The problem is, I was solicited quite a few times because I went in there by myself.
Oh,
and so it looks real
suspicious.
Yeah, as I want to be a customer.
Yeah,
but I wasn't there for that. It's just like I wanted to be able to say, yeah, I've been in one. I've kind of
bucket list check.
Yeah, I've seen what they look like. I don't need to go to another one ever again.
And I had
It's the first time I've ever seen little rabbits wear clothes.
Problem is, didn't know if I should get my, like rabies shot or my herpes shot or my tetanus shot or what I should get when I got home.
Yeah, you probably should have got all the above.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But they were good beers.
Yeah.
Oh, one of their strategies was to get us to spend some money was they're like, hey, your ladies will never know about it because guess what? If you buy something here out of our ATM, well, it doesn't come back from the ATM. It goes to the Shell station or the local Shell station, gas station in town. So it won't come up as the rabbit farm.
Yeah. No, when I was there having my cocktail.
Or the horse place.
Because I would there in Winnemucca. They had a real nice hotel casino, so they had a dinner place and drinks. So usually I'd sit there, but I wanted to try it one time. So I walked down there. I had my cocktail, and luckily I knew roughly because somebody had kind of hinted me in. Maybe I think when you guys went or whatever.
You can go get a beer and a T-shirt.
Yeah, but
pet some rabbits.
No, I didn't pet any rabbits, but
the rabbits had really sharp fangs.
But somebody had told me, they'll suck you in
those hairless
by
rabbits.
giving you a tour.
Yes.
They'll come up and say, can we give you a tour? Can we give you a tour? Can we give you, I'll give you a tour around the place, and then they get their fangs in you and you're done.
It did smell good in there. I mean, it smelled like unicorns and glitter. But
would you go to one? I mean, would you stay at one if it didn't?
No.
If it smelled like used old motor oil or something, would you stay?
No.
Exactly. No. So, I mean, they got to kind of fluff up the place.
Make it attractive.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's wrap it up.
Yeah, I think we got majorly off.
I think we went the right direction. It was
we went the right direction.
Yeah.
It was nothing too crazy. No. It was kind of
just a divorce if my wife ever hears this.
Oh, let's hope not.
Love you, Megan.
Let's hope.
I got to give a few shout outs. Right. Are we to that point yet?
Yeah.
One, I know you saw Black Magic is back on the road.
I did.
She's got it.
He's Scooter's got a 1965 T5 Ford Mustang.
You still have the cigarette burn holes that Matt Murray put in the ceiling?
No, I would have killed him for that.
Oh, he did it.
No, I didn't find him.
No, I remember I was sitting next to him watching him do it.
Really?
Yeah.
But anyways, I got Black Magic back on the road. And,
how long has she been on?
On the road?
Yeah.
Just like last couple weeks.
Oh, nice.
But she's been off for, what'd you say, 12 years?
Jeez. The
happened?
last
Just
time
didn't
I
have the
drove
time?
it was 01. It's
Wow.
been 20 years since I drove it.
What? Why?
My son was been kind of pressuring me getting it going and all that stuff.
I know, but
and
why did you
he's
leave it sitting? Just busy with life?
Just busy with life and
Yeah.
kids, and then it's like, why am I going to go spend money on a car that I'm
When I
not
need to
ever
pay
going to
bills.
drive and all that stuff. 08 happened. But anyways, I got to give a shout out to the old kiddos, Dylan, Haley, and Annalise for helping me fix that thing up.
That a kids.
Oh yeah.
Let's hope they're not actually listening though.
He also found out that he does not like being a mechanic, so I guess that also served a dual purpose.
Yeah, nice.
Wanted to give a shout out to the boys and girls holding it down on the streets right now, because anyone that's working the streets right now know it's not a fun time to do our job.
No, I know quite a few that talk about it and talk about how it's a hard time.
Keep your heads up, man. Watch your six. Be safe. Wanted to shout out to the dispatchers, because you guys are the true unsung heroes for keeping us alive out there, including my favorite dispatcher, Mooch. Got to give a little. Anyways.
Nice Mooch. Is Mooch a man or a woman?
It's a woman.
Okay, I couldn't tell from the name.
So,
I'm taking that's a nickname.
That's a nickname that I was authorized that I could use.
Okay, good.
so I got one shout out.
We need authorization. Yes, sir.
I would like to send a shout out to the Sweater Puppies.
Just howling at the moon.
Of course. Anything else?
Is that the word of the day?
Tripod?
Sweater Puppies?
I think it was tripod or snuffleupagus.
That brings memories back of the lake. That's a whole nother day.
I don't know if I really know this story. I just know the nickname. So,
If you got time, one day.
You gotta have a shout out, bro.
I do. Oh yeah, I always do. Are you done?
I'm done.
All right.
I torched send the torch to you.
All right, to all the men and women serving this beautiful country, whether it's air, land, or sea, we salute you. And to all the first responders, just like old Scoot Dog said, we salute you all. Thank you very much. Everyone, have a nice long day and listen to the YuSkool podcast real good. YuSkool, out.
Howdy.